Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA 21-12671. Offices in Baton Rouge.
WNXX, Jackson, KNXX, Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning, everybody. It is 7 a.m. on Tuesday, May 9th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect cloudy skies with a high of 86. Coming up on OTB, presented by All-Star Toyota, we have a new edition of OTB Mailbag at 8:15, and Nick Underhill of New Orleans Football joins the show at 9 a.m. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number 1 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back to another day of OTB. I guess say welcome in. Though, really, it is a welcome back, right? I mean, if you hang out with us every single day, it's just a single continuous take, single continuous hangout session, telling jokes, having some fun on the way to work, way to school, every single day. And we thank all of you who join us every single day. Hope you're having a wonderful day, rolling right along. You know what's crazy? I was kind of thinking about I think this is my first 5-day work week in about 3 weeks now. I've been living the high life, right? A couple of vacation days. We had off for something, Good Friday or something, maybe. I don't know. Either way, feels like Tuesday. We're going to push through because we actually have some major news to get to. Now look, yeah, we'll touch on kind of how we do the show. We'll touch on NBA playoffs in the last hour. Mario, you look especially chipper considering the Lakers' success, so I'm proud of you. It looks like you're doing a great job of compartmentalizing, and you look great today, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, product,
Hair
a little
on
bit
point.
of like swoop over. My
Hair
gosh.
is on
Immaculate.
point. Mario going through his makeover phase right now, and we love to see it.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
I know. I thought you were going to come in here just disheveled, haggard, and angry because of what the Lakers did last night.
Life goes on, man. Sometimes you have to give props where props are due. And since you came to me here, I was talking about it with Taylor before the show. Like, the main reason I've always disliked the Lakers is because they've always had this attitude of, we're the mighty Lakers. You know, we don't need to develop players. We don't need to, do things that teams need to do to improve.
Yeah.
But honestly, they're playing really good team ball. Like Lonnie Walker last night. I did not see that coming.
15 in the fourth.
Yeah.
For Lonnie.
Yeah, Darvin Ham in his first year as head coach, for them to start as bad as they did, get all the flat that they did, and still be at this point, to me, is really impressive. So, yeah, not glad it's the Lakers, but
Okay, let's pump the brakes.
objectively, they're doing really good.
Oh, my God, dude. It's like Stockholm Syndrome.
You should
boys.
jump on the Cowboys bandwagon. They never develop players either. So,
I mean, if that isn't the just sports definition of Stockholm Syndrome, what I just heard. Like, okay, it's okay not to be upset about the Lakers, but we don't need you, Like, who are you even brown-nosing to?
Nobody,
AD's
man.
not going to hear this.
It's not.
Darvin Ham's not going to hear this.
It has nothing to do with that. And also LeBron, man, you don't know how much longer he's going to be around. Like, I've kind of disliked him, hated on him, I guess you could say, for a long time. You can only do that for so long.
Yeah, I mean, look, you know me. I used to love LeBron. Now I still respect him, even if I don't like him because the LA heel turn. But whatever, dude. Screw the Lakers still. And so we'll get to the NBA playoffs. But there is massive news. We'll talk a little midweek college baseball as well. We got our OTB mailbag. We got some Saints news. We got NFL schedules about to come out. We got Nick Underhill. But But Jake, it's the news cycle has provided, and this time it is in the form of gambling. Has a bit of the feel of the tip of the iceberg here. Real quick before we get into how's the birthday yesterday? All good?
Yeah, it was all good. I got my birthday wish. I asked for Everton to win a game on the road, try to stay up in the Premier League. They won, and they won 5-1.
5-1.
5-1 over Brighton, who's a top 7 Premier League team right now. So the boys went out there. They fought. Now they're out of the relegation zone. All they got to do is continue to do what they're doing, and they'll be in the Premier League next year and not in the championship. Now, I'd follow them to the championship, but I'd rather follow them in the Premier League.
No, you're as real of a. I mean, your fandom of the Blues is as real as any fandom that I've ever seen. So I have no doubt that you'd follow them to the championship. Hell yeah, boys! Good job, Blues, coming through for our boy 5-1 on the B-Day. How many games left? How many games do they have to survive here?
I believe we have 3 more left on the docket.
Okay, just dumb side note that nobody's going to care about. Who ended up winning that Blackburn-Bournemouth game that we were watching? It was 3-3. Oh, no.
Millwall dropped
that's what it was, not Bournemouth. Millwall. Wow, they were up 3-1.
I know. And you felt it. You felt it the whole way coming.
Ooh, absolutely.
It was actually like if you want a game to kind of point to, everybody says, oh, there's not enough goals. There was plenty in that game.
Yeah, there were tons. All right, so in case you missed it, we talked about Brad Bohannon in Alabama and him getting fired for, in my opinion, Jake, something that I think he's just really dumb and narcissistic, kind of like we talked about. I still don't know if it escalates to something like full scandal or criminal investigation as Brad Bohannon. They have him calling a friend in Cincinnati after he scratches his pitcher on the Friday game against LSU. That friend is at the sportsbook placing wagers. Remember, Jimmy Ott told us the other day that it was the cameras in the sportsbook that zoomed in on his phone during the call and could discern Brad Bohannon's number, which is, again, just wild to think about.
Brad, use a burner.
But here's the deal, right? I don't, and I could be naive. I'm very naive, so don't get me wrong. But I don't think that this was some big scheme of Bohannon trying to like skim off the top. I just can't fathom it. If you're making $500K, I just cannot fathom it. I think it's maybe Bohannon trying to hook up a friend, like an idiot, like a narcissistic idiot. But I don't think it's like full scandal. But maybe it is, right? We don't know yet. Well, this is kind of another one of those stories where I'm not exactly sure where the dividing line between kind of intended scheme or malice and just people being dumb is, as Iowa has come out, the Iowa Gaming Commission and the University of Iowa has come out and say that they suspect 26 different athletes across 5 sports of doing some sort of wagering on sports. Iowa State is looking at 15 student athletes from 3 different sports. Talking about 41 student athletes in total. Jake, what's your initial reaction when you hear this?
Well, I want to know what sports they were betting on. I want to know kind of how much was being bet on. If this was student athletes, even though you can't do it, if it was a football player betting on a basketball game, if it was a basketball player betting on a football game, that honestly changes the conversation for me. Now, if it was a football player betting on a football game, that's a real conversation.
So sports, or what if it's a different football game from it? Like what if it's let's just play this
Okay.
game. What if it's a different game from one that you're playing in?
It's are you betting on yourself? That's really the conversation for me. Are you betting on yourself to win or lose? And, win or lose kind of matters as well, but you can't do it. Are you betting on yourself? Are you betting on the sport that you play, the team that you play for? That's a completely different conversation than if T-Bob and Jake play football and they want to go bet on the basketball team.
Yes. Which is also
still not allowed.
Yes.
But in my mind, that's just a different conversation. That's just me placing a wager on a team.
Well, yeah, so that's exactly what I'm trying to say when I talk about the difference between, actual, I don't know if malice is the right word, right? But actual scheming versus, oh, I'm just an idiot and I did this thinking that I wouldn't get in trouble. But of course I know, of course I can't bet on these apps because I know I can't because I'm a current NCAA athlete. So I agree with you, right? If you're betting on if you're just betting on NFL football, right? I mean, everybody bets on it, right? you're still going to get in trouble, but there's nothing criminal there. It's just dumb more than anything. It's just ignorant.
Remember the meeting when we'd come to training camp, the first meeting?
Yeah.
Don't bet on it.
Yeah. It's a great tagline. But so here's where, though, Jake, it gets a little interesting, and where I'm not entirely sure, is this an iceberg, right? Are we just viewing the surface? Is that the timeline of this on May 2nd has the University of Iowa leadership being notified of potential criminal conduct related to sports wagering that also suggested possible NCAA violations. On May 3rd, law enforcement notified the university that additional information would be provided the following day. On May 4th, the university received a list of individuals alleged to have participated in sports wagering. On May 5th, Iowa notified several student athletes they would not be participating in their upcoming competitions, including that very good Iowa baseball team. One of their best players, Keaton Anthony, a guy who's batting like 380 on the year. I think he's their top hitter. That same Iowa team that beat LSU. Actually, he didn't get to play last weekend against, I can't remember who
Ohio
they played.
State.
Yeah, against Ohio State. And then on May 8th, athletic staffs were made aware of the potential NCAA violation. So what I don't understand here is, if you are just a student athlete and you're doing normal gambling on an NFL game or something, that is not criminal, right?
Right. That's against NCAA rules.
NCAA rules,
right?
certainly.
But I don't see it as
It's not criminal.
Right.
So what is this in reference to? And I haven't been able to find an answer to that.
If
and
it's
that's
criminal,
what is the again?
If you're shaving
potential
points,
criminal conduct.
Shaving points is criminal.
That's what I'm saying.
It's federal offense.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah.
And we're going to get into some of the history of point shaving scandals, as they're actually kind of fascinating, and they have way more kind of pop culture relevance than we think.
And so I even had this reaction whenever the first story broke. I'm like, oh man, like, is this going to halt the growth of sports gambling? Is this going to be bad? Is this going to blow it all up? Is this going to affect the future? And honestly, like, the more I think about it, like, this is it has like been going on with bookies for however many years you want to put on it. The system that you have in place now, it's going to catch it all. Like, all these sports books are going to catch it. It's going to weed some of this stuff out. It's probably been going on with sports bookies in back alleys for years upon years. But now you're with sports books and them being able to tell exactly where you are, who's betting, all the technology, to be able to zoom in on a phone number, right? Like Otter told us the other day. So I think you'll have a situation where you'll have things pop up. This is going to be one of them. And then people are really going to realize, at least that's my hope, you can't do this. You're not, like, in 2023, you are not going to get away with it. It doesn't matter. Even if you put it in your wife's name, or if you're a female athlete, you put it in, like, it doesn't matter whose name you put it in. They're going to tie it back to you, and it's not going to be able to get done.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird. Like, I think you just got to be so stupid to get on a digital app, like you said, in any form, maybe whatever scheme you're trying to run, to get on an app and gamble in that way, right? It's way too easy to track down exactly where that money's going, where the bets are coming from, your location on your phone. Like, it's your IP. Like, your phone is you, and it is accessible by far too many people. Now, generally, we don't care, and we think maybe that we have some semblance of privacy left, but, like, we do not. If you're an NCAA athlete, you want to gamble, like Jake said, you got to do it with bookies. You got to do it the old school way. You got to do it with paper and cash. But yeah. So again, before we go to break, because we're obviously going to keep talking about this, and I want to get into some of the history of sports gambling moments. So again, May 2nd, potential criminal conduct, which is odd. But Brian Ohorilko, that's a funny last name. He's the director of Commission for Gaming in Iowa, says there is no evidence of match fixing or suspicious wagering activity, saying, quote, there wasn't anything giving us pause or leading us to believe that any of these markets were compromised. Okay, so those seem to be at odds with one another. And I hope the latter is true. I hope this is just a bunch of dumb kids getting together, or just dumb kids gambling because, they want to gamble like everybody else was able to gamble. But if it's not, then we could potentially, like you said, Jake, see some major repercussions. What do y'all think? Was this inevitable? Get in the youtube.com/1045 ESPN Bayou Ford YouTube chat. Let us know. Hit the like button. Share with your friends. And when we get back, we'll kind of answer that question about the inevitability of all this and look at the history of gambling scandal in sports. It's a pretty deep and interesting hole. Keep it locked right here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Go to Riverlands Insurance. Call up 225-206-1517, 225-206-1517. Check it out, man. Do you have teenagers that are starting to drive? Well, look, the insurance for that can be very expensive. Tom and Megan, though, can shop your policy, giving you suggestions to try. And with their help, you're going to get the best available policy for said teenagers, right? Going to save you money, but also giving you the coverage that you and your children need. But it's not just auto. It's home, it's business, it's everything. And it's all there. One of the fastest growing insurance companies in the South, Riverlands Insurance.
Yeah, you're right, T. I mean, it truly can be everything. Like, no matter if you're up in a farm, maybe somewhere in North Louisiana, and you got extra equipment, like they can insure that as well. North Louisiana, South Louisiana, Alexandria, Lake Chuck. Like, it does not matter where you're at here in the state of Louisiana. Thomas can help you out, and he can help you out today. In fact, you can give him a call right now, 225-206-1517.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it off. We got the parts in right now. Get them now before they go back on back order. Front-to-back boat service.
The world's leaders in obesity research, obesity medicine, and obesity science are right here.
We're doing something that no one's ever done, or trying to answer a question that no one's ever asked before.
Pennington is a real jewel when it comes to research.
We are finding the solutions to the world's worst chronic disease, which is obesity. Louisiana needs Pennington Biomedical.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look.
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood.
Join me for a Tuesday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. Glenn West on the Tigers, Sharif Ishak on the Saints. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back. OTB. So I finally got the chat open. I was having a little internet troubles. I'm trying to catch up on everybody's
Mario, you missed an
comments.
opportunity to play Inner Sandman right there.
Mine not, for instance, but Hannah gambling scheme was like 3 housewives pulling off an armored car heist, clown show level plan. Well, you said 3 housewives pulling off an armored car heist.
Attempting.
Yeah, you mean attempting. Because they pull it off, and that's a hell of a plan by those 3 housewives.
Yeah.
I would say, actually, write the movie. You could do a comedy heist, right?
I think I'm pretty sure.
In the veins of a Bad Moms.
I know like there's a premise of one I feel like I've seen a preview for where that happens.
That's true. That's true.
Yes.
But
Queen Latifah, Katie Holmes.
I'm remembering the
you
lady.
You can name almost any names. Like let's say Elisha Cuthbert's maybe in there.
Yeah, it was called Money Heist.
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Decent movie.
This movie's already been made. Hold on.
I think it was made in Shreveport, actually.
What?
Oh, was it?
I think it was.
It was made a while ago.
Wait, Money Heist is a TV show that was like a big time TV show on Netflix.
Oh, there's a movie called, I think it's Money Heist.
I think Money Heist is a Netflix show. Maybe there's a movie though. Let's see if you can find it.
Simpsons probably did it.
Yeah, Money Heist is that Spanish TV show that everybody was obsessed with for a while.
I know what you're talking about.
Mad Money.
Mad Money.
Mad Money is the name of it.
Look, it doesn't matter, guys. All ideas have been done. We just got to execute it. We just got to find what our little twist is going to be. No, Mad Money's a show with Jim Cramer. So once again,
well, the movie I'm looking at is called Mad Money.
Mad Money?
It's actually on Netflix. You can watch it.
2008 is when it was released.
Okay, who's in it?
5.8 on IMDb.
Bad movie.
Yeah, so not great.
Yeah, but we're gonna make our movie good. That's gonna be the difference.
That's gonna be the difference. We've got Diane Keaton, Katie Holmes, and Queen Latifah. Ted Danson.
Who said Queen Latifah and Katie Holmes? Who said that?
No, I knew
You
that.
did?
Yeah, I knew that
Wow,
that they were in a movie
dude.
that was somewhat similar. I want to say that this movie was. I'm trying to find out where it was actually made though, because I feel like that was a Port City.
John Harrington
Port City
says-
Classic. It
there
was.
You go.
There we go.
Same people think they won't be tracked gambling are the same ones who give their ID to a porn website to verify their age. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm so glad that our legislature spent time on that. It was a really good use of resources, guys. All right, let's get back to this gambling conversation, though. Okay, so one more before we get into the history of sports, college sports specifically, and gambling. Jake, again, I'm naive. I tend to think that people here's the deal. I understand that college students are still more susceptible to point shaving schemes because they're not paid like professional athletes. So for many of these guys, even in the age of NIL, a lot of guys maybe won't be won't have the money they want or they need or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And so there's got to be ample temptation for college kids out there. If somebody comes to you with like $50K being like, hey, we want you to fix this game, right? I still find it hard to think that something like that went on here because I find the much more likely explanation to be much more simple because this was all inevitable, wasn't it? I mean, think about the last couple of years since gambling started getting legalized in all these different states. Think about just how ubiquitous all the advertising has been. Yeah. I mean, it's been a windfall for our business. It's been great. It's been great for me. It's one of the reasons why the volume by Colin Cowherd exists is because it's originally bankrolled by gambling money. So it's one of the reasons why I get to do snaps. It's been very good for my life. DraftKings was a live on here for quite a while. Like these gambling companies have lost hundreds of millions of dollars in customer acquisition by all these giveaways, by paying for all these ads, because they know that in the long term they will win, right? They get you in the ecosystem, and while you may get the $250 in free bets, and that's great, and it's very fun to play with, that eventually you are going to give that back to them. And if you're noticing, we're not doing DraftKings right now because the market is kind of starting to decide, okay, we spent a lot of money, now let's go ahead and get some of that back on our books a little bit here. So I guess my point is, Jake, when you're literally willing to lose hundreds of millions of dollars trying to entice people to gamble, of course you're going to get college kids who want to gamble on NFL games like everybody else does. Gambling's fun.
Yeah.
If you do it responsibly, it's just fun. And I don't find it that hard to understand that these kids just tried to get in on the fun and now are unfortunately going to be kind of used as examples of why you can't do that.
And also, like, you saw signage on some college campuses that were, they were endorsing it because, the company was giving them money. LSU was one of them. Colorado was one of them. Michigan State was one of them. We've talked about it. And so, like, it was on college campuses as well. Like, you see the signage. And so, like, it was everywhere.
Yeah.
It's everywhere, spinning, like, on every show, on every platform. And you're right. Like, there's platforms that are created, like FanDuel TV is a thing now. And they've taken people from the NFL network and some of the big ESPN, and they now have, like, their own network.
Yeah, and then Kay Adams, isn't she on FanDuel TV now?
Mike Golick Jr. is on DraftKings. Like, he's got a podcast there. So, yeah, it's everywhere. And you're right. Like, college athletes, college students, and we're starting to see, like, it's in a lot of sports.
Levitard, actually. I mean, even the entire Meadowlark media, they're all, like, heavily DraftKings.
It's interesting that right now, like, it seems like, and it could change today, it could change tomorrow, but baseball is kind of the one circled. That's a non-full scholarship sport.
What do you mean baseball is the one circled?
I'm saying, like, the Brad Bohannon, obviously he's a coach, but like some of these Iowa players and Iowa State players being baseball, like, I wonder if that has anything to do with it. That a lot of those players are still paying for their school.
I was going to say, so if we're talking about the potential criminal element, which again, the director of the
we don't know.
Commission said they don't think so, but that is in the timeline. The school is noted of potential criminal violations. Then, yeah, you're right. Baseball would be even more susceptible than most because not only are they not making money, but they're not even, they're actively losing money for a lot of them.
And Craig says, don't you have to be 21 to gamble? You do, but also remember, you have the oldest set of student athletes that you've ever had too.
Yeah.
Because everyone has an extra year. That's why you have people that are 25.
Well, and again, I mean, surely these kids weren't just thinking that they could sign on their own phones with their own ages. And
I mean, come on.
Some of them did. Some of them did for sure.
I mean, think of how hard-headed and meatheadish we were. Well, still are, but were certainly at that point.
I guess it's easy to talk yourself into. I mean, dude, there's like millions of people doing it. Like, there's no way I'm going to get caught. Even though you got to understand all these systems are like just completely automated, and AI systems are experts at just going through reams and terabytes of data to me. Like think about how Bohannon just that bet set off the alarm signals. Even though admittedly that's not exactly the best scheme when suddenly like a 5-figure bet rolls in on a game that literally like FanDuel hasn't even taken a single bet on. That's just incredibly dumb. So maybe they did use their own phone, but I mean, look, you can get around the 21 restriction, I feel like, probably pretty easily. Just like you thought you could get around other restrictions. Maybe you were trying to use like a VPN or something, but they account for all that. I would probably say. The bottom line is, kids, if you're listening, you're going to be an NCAA athlete, you can't gamble unless you want them to take away your eligibility. I would still be shocked if this is the tip of the iceberg and we're into a true old school gambling scheme, but I suppose it is possible. I want to next get into the history of sports gambling because it is pretty fascinating in terms of college schemes, Jake. Do you have anything else on Iowa and Iowa State and Hannah maybe, or just kind of where college athletics is at right now with it?
I don't think it's going to be a full-on panic scandal all across the map, coast to coast. I think that the things that you just said that you have in place now, they're going to find out extremely fast, like they already have, right? One thing happens, they're like, okay, let's lock down on this, and now you're seeing it be a situation where more's coming to light. But I think once you get that, people are truly going to realize it's not the back alley bookie. Like, people will find out. You will be exposed. Yeah. You will lose whatever that you currently have if you're a student athlete or if you're a coach in college athletics. And so I don't think it's going to be a doomsday scenario for sports gambling. I don't think that the growth is going to stop. I think you'll still have states that will continue to approve it. I don't think you're going to take a step back. Like, Louisiana's not going to take sports gambling back. No, I mean,
they were about to put a Caesar Sportsbook in Death Valley, probably.
No, wasn't that like somewhat in the plans?
I had heard. I feel like I had heard whispers of that. Again, take that with a grain of salt. I don't know
So
the full
I don't think
veracity
it's going to be like full. Like Hartsock was kind of panicking yesterday. That's what Ben does. Ben he's an old man yelling at the clouds a little bit. I don't think that. I think now you're just seeing the people that were going to do it regardless now be caught because it's almost impossible to get away with it and be involved in any kind of arena of student athletes.
I would love to know the people that are getting away with it, right? Because somebody is.
Somebody's sweating right now.
But by definition, we'll never figure out because they are getting away with it. So, like, tell me that story in like 20 years. That's what I want to hear. But yeah, I think I pretty much, again, maybe I'm naive, but I think I back up what you just said as well. Because at the end of the day, there's so much money in this, and there's so many people who benefit financially from gambling being legalized that it would have to be something egregious or something that truly threatened the integrity of the game for anything big like that to happen. All right, when we get back, let's take a little trip down memory road. There's even some local flares in these stories as well.
Are we going Black Sox here?
I mean, no, we're not going Black Sox. We're going NCAA gambling scandals, but you'll see characters that inspired Ray Liotta from Goodfellas, The Longest Yard. We got a little Tulane.
He said Ray Liotta. I thought I was getting the Black Sox again.
No. Here we go, though. Coming up next on OTB. Stick around.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to allstartoyota.batonrouge.com, All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com. That's a great website to start your car purchasing journey, man. You can always just go see them off of Airline Highway. That's what I like to do. I think buying a car, you can buy straight from the site and like customize it straight from the site. That seems like so wild to me, right? But for some of you, it's not, right? So go for it. I, though, would say go to the website, look at some of the deals. If you're a former military member, a recent graduate, and they always got other great deals going on. Kind of start to figure out, okay, what do I want? Am I maybe into the Tundra, the Sienna, Sequoia, whatever it may be. Start to explore, and then go in and see the sales staff and let them get you right. And then trust me when I say you are going to love being a part of the All-Star family. I know that I do. You will too. All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.
Yeah, they're going to have options for everyone, like everybody in this room. Like if Mario wanted a sedan, Taylor wanted a truck, T-Bob's in the Sienna. Like I'm in the Highlander right now, but going to need the Sequoia very soon. Find it all online, allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $20,000 off new 22 Ram 1500 SCA trucks and incredible deals on all remaining 2022 inventory. All with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it off. We got the parts in right now. Get them now before they go back on back order. Front-to-back boat service.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Moscona inviting you to join us for Tuesday's AFR. We'll talk some football with legendary D-line coach Pete Jenkins, and we'll preview LSU Northwestern State from the box. Join us for Tuesday's AFR 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yeah! Oh, that doesn't get you a little fired up here early in the morning.
Yeah, used to get you something.
A little horned up. Champ nailed it. Louisiana finally ending the corruption. IDs for porn and no raises for teachers. Good call, legislature. I like Emil came up with sort of a 4D scheme that, again, is probably a scheme that at the end of the day sounds smart to dumb people, but I'd be interested if anybody would try it out, where you call your, let's say, and he says a minor sport, so think of one of the smaller sports, maybe like a baseball, but you call your arch rival.
Mm-hmm.
And you get the head coach's number and you call the number, hopefully get to talk to him in some way. And then you place some out of left field bet. And maybe if the game goes your way, then he later gets investigated for the same thing that Bohannon did. Huh? Little 40 Chesapeake guy Emil there.
You're also going to get investigated for calling him, though.
Yeah. And you're probably,
and
if you lose the bet, well then or if it doesn't go the way to make it look suspicious, well then you just lost all that. You lost all that money. I like this from Ryan Brack to George Carlin quote, think about how stupid the average person is and realize half of them are dumber than that. That's pretty damn good. All right, look, let's talk about some of the most famous sports gambling scandals in NCAA history. This comes from a great Vanini piece. I think it was Vanini on The Athletic. Back in 1945, Jake, we had the Brooklyn Five. These are 5 Brooklyn College basketball players who accepted $1,000 to lose intentionally to Akron. What's funny about this story is how they got caught. The police were tracking a robbery suspect. They bust up in the apartment, and the 5 players are just sitting there. Ew. And it was they had no idea about the players or anything.
Just so happened.
They bust up, and there's the 5 players from Brooklyn. From 1947 to 1951, there was a bunch of men's basketball point shaving in the NCAA ranks. It was a bevy of schools, 33 players across 7 schools found to be involved in point shaving over 86 games, which when you think about it, boys, means even more was going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we're saying 33 players, 7 schools, 86 games, a lot of people were doing this and escaped. What's wild is, so you had 7 players from the City College of New York men's basketball team, who in 1950 won both the NCAA and NIT tournaments, the only double champ ever. How about that? I don't know how the NIT used to work, but how about that? And so they would, I'll get into what everybody ended up getting in trouble with. How they got caught was Manhattan College a center from Manhattan College. Junius Kellogg was approached to fix a game. He said no, told the police. They end up putting this kid in a wire. And this college center has to go undercover with real-life New York mobsters with a wire on and go bust up the scheme, and he does it. Is that just like what people, like that's just old school, like people did back in the day? He's like, I guess I have to do it. I mean, it's my duty. Like, I'll be damned if I'm going to the 1950s, go sit across from, like, I don't know, Smiley Jenkins and the boys. I'll try to pay me $500 to throw a game. Like, get the hell out of here. Credit to Junius, though. He pulled it off.
Yeah, I mean, he's a real one.
And City College of New York, the double champ, like I said, they got banned for playing at MSG. They later de-emphasized athletics. They went D3.
Oh.
Long Island University shut down its athletic programs completely for 6 years. And how about this? Kentucky, with Adolph Rupp, actually suspended their entire 52-53 season, and that's 2 years after winning a natty. So even Kentucky and Adolph, oh God, what an unfortunate first name. Especially around 52, especially in the early 50s.
My God, I would have to change that.
It's kind of crazy to think about, like, because I'm sure Adolf was a completely normal name at the time when his parents gave it to him, obviously, right? Because he would have been given the name pre-rise of Hitler. But you want to talk about completely ruining a first name. Like, tell me you wouldn't immediately suspect somebody if they named their kid Adolf.
Yeah, maybe the most of any first name.
Yeah, exactly. Like, find me a first name that, like, not even like Barabbas or anything like find me a first name that is going to be worse than naming your kid Adolf. I don't think you're gonna be able to do it.
I don't know.
Maybe Osama?
No, dude, there's still plenty of Osamas. We're not granting Osama bin Laden the rank of.
There's still people with that first name.
Wait, are there plenty?
Saddam. Yes.
Are there plenty Osamas?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, not in America.
No.
If you go into Islamic countries, yes.
In the soccer world, there's plenty of players that first name Osama.
Yeah.
Osama, young.
I don't watch enough soccer, I guess.
No, what are you talking about? You just think that, like, what you think that. Well, hold on. I can't go down.
Yeah, you cannot go down that road.
You're ignoring just like a complete, like, you're ignoring like a large part of like Asia and everything.
No, I get that. I'm just saying, like, I haven't personally heard of anybody else named Osama, so I don't know.
Nobody, not a single. You're blowing my mind.
My point is, I don't know if it's a popular or unpopular name in that part of the country.
How many Mohammeds do you know? And they recognize that Muhammad is
the
literally
the
most popular name in the world, and you know one Muhammad. So
yeah, I know one Muhammad. But I've seen like professional athletes named Muhammad and stuff. I've never seen anybody named Osama.
Oh man, you're okay. Okay, back to this. 1957 to 1961, more men's basketball point shaving, same as before. You know, bunch of players, 37 players, schools in trouble. Fun fact here, Paul Tagliabue.
Okay.
Unknowingly played in a fixed game at Georgetown, and many have said it's why he was so harsh on gambling when he became the NFL commissioner. Also, third overall pick Jack Molinas, who escaped that first earlier scandal, became a number 3 pick in the draft, got suspended from the NBA his rookie year for gambling. Within flame out, he was heavily involved in the scandal. He went to jail for 5 years, and he was the inspiration for the longest yard.
Okay.
How about that?
All right.
So the Jack Molinas in the 61 scandal ended up producing Burt Reynolds, the longest yard, which then later gave us Adam Sandler, which means that we later got Bill Goldberg and Bill Romanowski as the prison guards.
Stone Cold, Steve Austin.
That's what it was. It wasn't Goldberg. It was Stone Cold. Was it? Was Goldberg in it?
Goldberg was on the
But
team.
he was a con in the movie. He was in
he
it.
was a con. Okay.
He was on the meme machine.
And a great Khali. Shout out.
And Great Khali. I saw Great Khali.
By the way, Longest Yard, the original, like, is much better if y'all haven't seen it.
No way, dude. Adam Sandler over Burt Reynolds. I'm kidding.
That's what I've heard. I need to make the effort and watch it.
Yeah.
I've seen them both.
I saw Great Khali in the Atlanta airport one time in the train, and I've all seen The Big Show in real life. Great Khali's the biggest human being I've ever seen.
Yeah, I was like, I imagine he's huge.
He was stooping in the train. Could not stand all the way up.
I think he was listed in the WWE as like 7'6".
Yeah. Yeah, I feel for him, man. How he was doing, how he was flying. I don't know.
He trains now. He's a trainer, training the next generation.
That's cool.
Yep, saw a video about him.
In 78, 79, you had the Boston College men's basketball scandal, and here's what's interesting about this, Jake. This was Henry Hill. He was a mobster, recruited a bunch of players from the Boston College team. They sucked at it. They tried to fix 9 games. Only 4 of them produced winning bets, so they kind of stopped. But why this is interesting, Henry Hill is the basis for Ray Liotta's character in Goodfellas. So how about that? We got a little Longest Yard, little Goodfellas, and then we get to Louisiana, 1985, the Tulane men's basketball program. Actually, you know what? Let's respect the clock. Because, Mar, you said you read about this yesterday, right?
Yes, Crescent City Sports has a good article kind of chronicling what went down.
Okay, so we'll go to break. When we get back, we'll get what happened in Tulane back in 1985. Keep it locked right here on OTB.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
You know why people point shave and everything, Jake? Because they have financial concerns, right? They need money. They want money. Don't we all, right? Because with money comes long-term security, comes things like retirement. And if you feel that pressure, that anxiety every day of feeling like, man, I have a job, I need a career, I need savings, I need a long-term plan, but you feel stuck, you don't know what to do, I have the answer for you. And it's ITI Technical College. They're off of Airline Highway. Go to iticollege.edu, sign up today. You get that AOS degree in just 2 years. And then according to a Georgetown study conducted just a couple of years ago, you will get the best return on your investment in the entire state and top 15 in the entire country in terms of what you pay versus what you can be expected to make. So change your life for the better today with a local family-owned ITI Technical College.
225-267-8003. Call that number. That is admissions. They will help you get to the finish line no matter what you've got going on. They will help you. iticollege.edu.
Our listeners fire up their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge. Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, anytime. Hunt Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Bayou Ford has $15,000 off plus 0.9% APR for 60 months on all new 22 Ford F-150 SCA trucks and incredible deals on all remaining 2022 inventory. All with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you. Back boat service, so don't put
Me, Jimmy Ott, and Mike Delicano for the Tuesday evening edition of Game Time. We're at Mike Anderson Seafood on Lee, just off of Nicholson. Tuesday edition of Game Time, 6 to 8 p.m. right here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's happening? Welcome back, OTB. All right, let's dive into it. 1985. Tulane men's basketball. 3 students recruited 5 players to shave points in 2 games. Again, there's so many weird kind of big pop culture connections here. A local attorney caught wind of it, and he told the AD. Who was the AD? Harry Connick. Literally Harry Connick Jr.'s dad. Harry Connick Jr.'s dad was the AD, or excuse me, DA. What did I say? AD,
DA. I knew
excuse
what you
me.
meant.
My bad.
I
my
knew
bad.
what you meant. I think everybody
district
knew
attorney.
what T-Bob meant.
Well, I don't know. In this story, it could be AD.
Well,
right?
I think everybody knew that he was the DA of New Orleans, though.
So Harry Connick, the DA of New Orleans, he gets and look, it results in a bunch of arrests. The students, the players, the bookmakers. Investigation of the program found like drug use, coaches paying players. Bottom line, they get the death penalty, and the program is disbanded. The athletic director, the AD this time, Hinman Wall, resigns, citing fatigue. And who becomes the new AD? Mac Brown. How about that, dude? From Texas. I never knew Mac Brown was Tulane head football coach.
Really?
No.
You did not know that.
No, and he took over. He went 1-10 his first year, 4-7, and then 6-6, and went to the Independence Bowl. How about it? Hell yes, dude. That's crazy. That was in 1987 when we went to the Independence Bowl, Jake.
Mm-hmm.
That was Tulane's last bowl trip until 1998, until that Sean King,
Liberty Bowl
King team.
Yeah.
Wow. Shout out. And then, look, the rest of this is just pretty uninteresting here. It's just kind of normal porn shaving, no more cool pop culture ties. And the last scandal was kind of in 2012 when Kavaris Ward, a point guard from Auburn, was accused of attempting to fix the game against Auburn. There's one that's exceptionally dumb. Rick Neuheisel got fired for being in a neighborhood bracket pool as the Washington football head coach in 2003. And the dumbest part is Washington literally sent him a memo that said he could.
Yeah.
And
I remember when that happened. It's before I knew Rick. I was like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Dude, the NCAA tried to give him a show clause.
Yes.
To show you just how feckless and what a potentially I think them giving him a show clause is ridiculous. But to show you of just how bad Mark Emmert was as completely just neutering the NCAA, they once tried to give a show clause to a Washington head football coach over a neighborhood bracket pool, and now they can't do anything.
And a sport that obviously is not his sport that he coaches in. And I think it was like, wasn't it something like $20 or like a $20 bracket, just like in the neighborhood, some fun?
Yes.
But Rick said, okay, no.
Yeah, he went and resigned. They had to fire him, and then he sued them, and he got $4.5 million. Rick Neuheisel stays winning.
Drinks on you, Rick, for SEC Media Days.
Number one, the number one 420 stoner coach in all of college football. As we did our list just a couple of weeks ago. Survived 6 of these, says shout out Sean King. Champ says, I don't even know who Harry Connick is. How am I know his dad?
Bruh, Champ, man, you are lying.
Ooh, James McCreary says, terrible song choice. It's a bit of a guilty pleasure.
Mario?
I like that song. I used to really like the music video that was during MTV Hits.
It's funny.
I don't remember the music video.
Jake, you were singing it. You know the words.
Oh,
I
everybody
definitely
knows
know
the
the words.
words,
I know.
yeah.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
It's just like pop culture.
I would, you would never go to your playlist and ever play that song, but we all know the words.
Yeah. Well, that's growing up with the radio.
Yeah, it's
before
true.
Spotify.
Took me back to playground football for a second.
Or I could just, okay. Ooh, that's a good list. What songs most remind you of playground football? Because I have one very obvious one. Who Let the Dogs Out? For the 9 and 10-year-old Duluth Wildcats was just massive. It was literally the coolest song ever. Who Let the Dog? All-Star by Smash Mouth.
There Goes My Hero by Foo Fighters.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, what an intense, like for the highlight tape or what, like pregame pump up or what?
Yeah, a little pregame, a little fire up.
Is that from the Spider-Man 2 soundtrack?
It's Varsity Blues, isn't it?
That's where I know it from on Varsity Blues.
Let's look this up. Maybe
is that the last game on Varsity Blues? I think it is.
I think so. Or it's one of them. Yeah. Varsity Blues. I mean, just the gift that keeps on giving.
Wait, I want to say they play that in The Other Guys.
They do when they jump off the building.
Yeah.
When they jump off the building.
Yeah.
Foo Fighters or Red Hot Chili Peppers. There can only be one.
I think Foo Fighters is like the actual probably like musical person's answer. for me, I think I've listened to more Red Hot Chili.
I think I'm going to Red Hot Chili Peppers.
That's tough, but I think I'm going Foo Fighters.
Okay.
Sorry.
I would go
No
Red
wrong
Hot Chili
answer.
Peppers only because I know more of their
Yeah,
songs.
there's no wrong answer here. Both fantastic.
No wrong answer. I just
But
think
they feel
the
very
music,
similar.
Like Dave Grohl's definitely more important to music.
And Anthony Kiedis?
Yeah, I would say so.
Shout out Flea.
Shout out the drummer who looks like Will Ferrell. Hour 2 of OTB next.
Off the bench with
Yes.
Hester and T-Bob.
I mean, he looks exactly like him. Going to Patient Plus Urgent Care, patientplusuc.com. Jake, someone accused you of being sick earlier. Are you feeling under the weather?
Oh, no. That is never good when you're not feeling under the weather and someone accuses you of being sick.
Well, you know what? For
Ooh.
the purpose of this read, let's just say you're not feeling. Look, he's not feeling good at all. Okay, where are you going to go?
Patient Plus.
Oh, that's right. You're going to sign in with that digital profile.
Yeah, but walk-ins are like always welcome.
Yeah.
I don't have to go online, but I can.
You can.
Yeah.
Patient Plus.
There's one
UC.com.
close to me here. There's also one close to me at my house.
Yeah.
Just depends
Well,
where
it's
I'm
kind of
at.
funny. There's like one close to you no matter where you are in Baton Rouge. I mean, there's so many of them. And how do you grow and have so many different locations? It's because your customers know you're the best. They're consistently satisfied. So if you have not been into a Patient Plus yet, next time you, a child, whoever gets sick and you need to get in, get better, you need that doc-in-the-box treatment, you want to go to Patient Plus Urgent Care. And they got all the testing, all the facilities, everything you need. PatientPlusUC.com. Go check them out today. PatientPlusUC.com.
Get in and get better.
Hey, it's Matt Musso. Join me Monday through Friday for your daily update on LSU baseball with Musso at the Box, presented by New Orleans Flooring. Wherever you get your podcast, Apple, Spotify, Google, and check out New Orleans Flooring. 2 locations, Metairie and Prairieville or NOLAFlooring.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $20,000 off new 22 Ram 1500 SCA trucks and incredible deals on all remaining 2022 inventory, all with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it off. We got the parts in right now. Get them now before they go back on back order. Front-to-back boat service.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Good morning, everybody. It is 8 a.m. on Tuesday, May 9th. You shut up, T-Bob. Today in Baton Rouge, expect cloudy skies with a high of 86. Coming up on OTB, we have a new edition of OTB Mailbag at 8:15, and Nick Underhill of New Orleans Football joins the show at 9 a.m. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Yo, what's happening? Welcome into hour 2 of OTB. If you watch on the youtube.com/1045 ESPN, please share with your friends. Hit the like button. You already know. Help us, please. The algorithmic God which rules our existence. How about this? Daniel Basham says his algorithm has blessed him with rush hour clips. Hell yeah, dude. That's cool, man. That's
like
what's up.
Chris Tucker?
Yeah.
Jackie Chan rush hour? Okay.
Girl, what other rush hour you know?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if there's like a game that y'all play that's called rush hour.
Fair.
Feels like, video game.
That's actually completely fair.
That's
a very good counter.
The scene in the massage parlor and the scene in the cab with the foreign guy immediately come to mind.
I mean, I just them singing "Whoa," that'll and Tucker pulling the when he drops to the ground and shoots the guy and says, "Clean yourself off," and he throws him a little towel or whatever. Oh man!
I mean, Chris Tucker at that point. After Friday and then Rush Hour.
Well, and he also did Money Talks with Charlie Sheen. Yeah, that's a good one, too.
Felt like he was going to be, like, the next big one.
Bro, that dude probably made so much off of Rush Hour. You know, he Gucci. He chilling. Even though they're making another Rush Hour.
Are they?
Yeah.
Chris Tucker's also back in Air with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. He was in that.
Oh, really?
I hadn't seen it, but I know he's in it.
Heard that Air is supposed to be really good.
Yeah.
I saw a pretty cool clip from Matt Damon the other day where he was talking about him and Ben writing Good Will Hunting, and he was talking about something profound that Ben said that I thought was pretty interesting, which is like, because they were talking about writing together and like trying to create something, right? And Affleck told him, like, don't judge me by my bad ideas, judge me by my good ones. And you can be like, well, that sounds kind of dumb. What does that mean? All he's saying is like, if you're going to collaborate and you're going to try to create, like art, like a movie, like whatever, you can't feel self-conscious to throw awful ideas out there, right? Because like an awful idea, and even in something like this, you go into a meeting with us and you're trying to put segment ideas out there and stuff, you feel a little vulnerable. You don't feel great when you put it to the group and everyone's kind of like, But a lot of times those things get iterated on, and then they improve and they get better. And so, yeah, so I guess you got to be willing to put the bad ideas out there to get to the good ones. It's something I'm not always good at. Yeah. And we should probably, do more of.
What's the worst feeling? Like when you throw an idea out there, because at times we'll throw different content ideas, maybe segment ideas out there. Is it a worse feeling to kind of get like, oh, no, absolutely not? Or is it like, we'll see? Like, I think the we'll see is worse for me. Like, maybe. It's like, ugh.
Well, okay, but the maybe is someone just trying to let you down a bit easy.
I know, and I'd rather you just be like, that's terrible.
That's right. For if you're trying to maximize your creative success, I agree. A more honest tact is probably the play.
Yeah.
Right. Probably that's terrible, but then again, but maybe it's not. I mean, I don't know. You got to jump it up.
We did a full after show segment that Mario ruined. Chew and spew, and just never saw the light.
I think I was just as responsible for ruining that as well.
Just never saw the light. That was an idea that we had.
I'm not mad that didn't catch on because I don't ever want to do that again.
Oh, it's so good.
I can still taste.
Just being honest.
I can still taste dog. That's not a good way. I can still taste dog food.
I just heard and thought.
I can still taste dog food with whipped cream in it. That wet dog.
It was
food.
so
It was so nasty, dude. I will never forget that taste.
God, it was.
Shot of hot sauce was easy.
It had a chance. Tuna. Salmon smoothie.
Oh, salmon smoothie wasn't bad. The jelly with the chunks wasn't bad. The
jello
or whatever.
Cow tongue. Yeah. We had cow tongue Jello shots. We were involved in this.
But I'll be damned if I almost throw up after eating that wet dog.
Mario and Danny both threw up.
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah.
I was throwing up so hard that the buckle on my pants broke. I still remember that.
I remember throwing up so hard in college one time that I popped all the blood vessels in my face.
Oh my god!
And it looked so bad, dude. It looked so uncomfortable.
College?
That was my fault. I'd never drank Boone's Farm before, and some of the country boys had me on some Boone's Farm. I was trying to throw in a horseshoe dip, and I did not smoke cigarettes ever in my life up to that point, and I was trying to smoke a cigarette, and it just like
Okay, so
went
Boone's
really
Farm
south.
had to be either Will Blackwell or Helms.
No, it was actually the Berry. It was my boy JD. It was from it was New Iberia influence there.
Really?
Coming in, yeah.
I had never heard of this drink, but this is some cheap wine. Y'all
Yes,
are talking about
yes.
just looking at
Boone's
the
Farm is just like
I
bubble
remember
gum
it was so
instantly.
blue. It looked like it looked literally like blue Kool-Aid or something what we were drinking, and it said wine on the bottle. Which I was like, what? Hey, what? Are we sure? It's actually wine, but I didn't know anything about wine at the time. I'm like, okay, dude, sure. I think it's like freshman year, maybe. Sheesh.
You'd get your hands on anything you could that year, your freshman year.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And also, though, my face just looked so weird after all those blood vessels popped. You'll appreciate this, Mario. What I felt like, and what somebody said unbidden, is that I looked like that episode of Family Guy when Lois doesn't have her makeup on. Like it was that unsettling. It just looked like very off. You couldn't quite put your finger on why, though.
I thought you were about to say like Stewie, where did he pop the blood vessel?
No, that was really funny. His eye, no, that never happened to me. Hey, boys, you got a little bit of LSU basketball news. By the way, we got OTB Mailbag coming up next, so go ahead and get your questions in there. But LSU basketball's added another Louisiana native in the portal. George Washington Ford, Hunter Dean. Hey, Mark Cumby, you happy now? You really wanted to talk about this incredibly exciting story? Well, here you go, bud. Hunter Dean from George Washington, who averaged 9 points and 6 boards a game as a senior, will now be a super senior for your LSU Tigers. You give a damn about that, dude? How about you win a game before I care about you? He joins Jordan Wright from Vanderbilt, from Dunham. Jalen Cook from Tulane, Walker,
Back
Carlos
again.
Stewart, Santa Clara, and Dunham, and then Will Baker coming over from Nevada. So now a lot of former Louisiana boys back in the mix.
So I mean, all seriousness, it is kind of like BK's model. Like he had whenever he came in transfer portal, Louisiana ties, guys that, have always maybe wanted to play for LSU. I mean, one has played for LSU and left, and now has come back in Jalen Cook. So that's the model they're trying to use. Okay. Let's see if it works, because this is a big year, I think, for LSU basketball. After the success of everyone else on campus, like last year, you knew it was going to be a struggle because you did have to hit reset, start over, do the whole deal. Okay, well, now you're going to have your players in. You're going to have players in the portal that you've identified. You're going to have high school players that you identified, and it's got to be much better. I'm not saying you've got to be great, but you got to be decent. They were bad a year ago,
No,
right? You got to see steps in the right direction. So this is the path. This is how they want to do it. Build it from guys that have Louisiana ties like football did. Here's your shot. Let's see if it works.
I mean, it is interesting. I mean, even arguably now granted, maybe it's with some potential NCAA violations looming that makes this harder. I don't know exactly. But not helping the case of LSU men's basketball are people like Jerome Tang in Kansas State, who
Had two players,
and then we're knocking on the door of the Final Four, right? So it is doable. You've seen it. Speaking of Kansas State, how about Kleeman? $44 million extension.
Yeah.
Shout out. But
you're right about Kansas State. You know what would be something that I would love to kind of break down and maybe get into some stats and analytics of it, because now we're starting to see better case studies of teams like Michigan State, like we talked about last week.
Yeah.
And can you build your team mostly through the portal and sustain it? Now, I'm talking about programs like, and Ole Miss is probably the first one that pops to my mind, because Ole Miss is never going to out-recruit LSU, Georgia, Alabama, in high school recruiting. That's not disrespectful. That's just how it is. They're never going to beat those schools. Can they do it in the portal? And if they do it in the portal, can it last?
Yeah.
Can you truly build your program through the transfer portal and supplement it enough through high school recruiting, finish in the 28, 35 range in high school recruiting class, and that be a model of success? Because Michigan State, well, they did it, and it was great for 1 year.
Yeah.
They went to a New Year's Six bowl game. They win that bowl game. Then they're 5-7. Now you're paying your coach $9.5 million, and your quarterback's leaving, your receivers, all that's gone. And now it's like, oh my God. Okay, so can you have sustained success? And even Ole Miss, that was not a successful season last year.
No.
It looked like it was going to be, and then they fell on their face. Yep. Okay, so they weren't able to put 2 years of strong football, high-level football together. So I'm just going to be interested to see, can you dabble in the portal? Yes. Can you fill voids in the portal? Yes. But can you build your team through the portal? We don't know that yet.
No, well, and I think the answer is probably going to be different for different sports, right? Like basketball, in theory, Jake, you should always be only one off season away. Like you could even miss for a year, your moves not work out, and then the next year go back into the portal and potentially have everything work out, right? Like,
different rosters.
Yes, it's just a lower number of guys, and so if you hit on 2, well, all of a sudden you're like multiple wins better, right? Football's going to be, you're right, like Ole Miss is the one to zoom in on here. Because, again, I want to say they lost the second most players in the country, maybe to Colorado, and they gained a lot as well. But, like, can they sustain what they're currently doing? Also, speaking of Ole Miss, it's going to be fascinating to see if Walker Howard works out. Because look around, boys. Who is transferring worked out for from LSU? Max Johnson doesn't play. TJ Finley's out trying to find his fortune. Eli Ricks didn't even get drafted, barely played for Alabama. Like, I don't know.
I know. What's is there an example of one that is?
I'm surely missing someone.
Maybe Trey Palmer at Nebraska.
Yes,
Trey
Palmer.
Yeah,
that's a good one. When he got drafted.
No, Trey Palmer definitely did.
Because he was buried on the depth chart here, and he got drafted.
And he got great. Nebraska fans were talking about him being the best receiver that the Huskers ever had.
Yeah.
A certified member of the Corn Hub, Trey Palmer. Shout out, dude.
No, that is a good one. But, I mean, to T's point, like that position, the quarterback position, no, that has not worked out well for players that have left LSU. Now you're about to have Walker Howard, you're about to have Jack Besh at TCU. We'll see how that goes, but no, LSU's not really had one that they're like, because even Trey Palmer, who it worked out for him, would he have played over Malik or Kayshawn or Brian Thomas? No, it's why he left.
Yeah, crazy that he ended up putting up bigger numbers than those guys
huge
did
numbers
last year.
First game, remember? I mean, in Dublin there, he was balling out.
Oh man, that first game in Dublin was so much fun. Ugh. I was on vacation in Florida, and I was watching it.
It was perfect for me because you were out, like you said, you were in vacation, and the day before, Mario, you remember this? I did like a 3.5-minute monologue on why Nebraska sucked, and I didn't know why we were giving them the credit that we were giving them, and it worked out perfectly for me.
Well, you were right, and obviously, right? I mean, I said the same exact thing constantly. Check the tape. Check the tape. Check the tape. Said the same
I don't know about that.
Me and you
were
like,
and what team? What team? And I hate this.
Me and you were in lockstep.
But it's just because of the Nebraska. I think Illinois was a team that I highlighted.
Yep.
I
highlight Illinois.
Remember, I said that too. Remember, and that was, and everybody was like, "Y'all are crazy." And I said, "No, I don't think so."
Illinois had an awesome ATS spread at the beginning of the season. They were making a lot of people a lot of money.
God, their defense was so good.
Tulane was the against the spread team. I think Tulane might have finished best in the country against the spread. Like, if you bet on Tulane last year, Willie Fritz and the boys won you money. Hopefully, though, you weren't an Iowa football player when you did so.
Inside the chat, Dare Rosenthal, no. I mean, not really. It wasn't like a.
Did he play more?
He played
than
at Kentucky.
Here,
I mean, he started here.
Yeah.
I mean, he would have started here.
Yeah, that's true.
He started there. Kelvin Joseph's another one.
Where did Kelvin?
Yeah,
Kelvin,
but he kind of had an issue here, right? I mean, he wasn't like
I think
it wasn't like a lack of playing time type thing.
So again, I think that was kind of the same thing with Dare, maybe.
Yeah.
As well. Wait, what happened to Kelvin Joseph? I completely forgot.
I mean, he plays for the Cowboys, right?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, shout out, dude. Your boy. Huh?
Yeah.
Well, you should know. I don't know. It's Cowboys.
We're not Cowboys fans. Men's basketball guys getting more mid-major guys again. Matt McMahon may not be it. Look, we'll see with McMahon. Okay, for McMahon though, the thing that he has is he does have time. Like even if they suck next year, Jake, you still can't really do anything.
Right.
Like you
and you knew
time.
that when you brought him in. And
yes.
I do think that he is a good basketball coach. The resume is the resume. I think he probably learned a lot last year, and now you got to see what you can take to the court this next. This is a big year for him and the program. Like, to your point, I don't know that you can do anything, but you need to see growth. Again, you're not going to win the SEC probably.
Yeah.
But you need to see them finish 7th in the SEC, 8th in the SEC.
You got to at least climb to like 500.
Yes.
Right? Like
in conference.
500 in conference would be a really good accomplishment and a huge step in the right direction. And they're going to do that now that they got Hunter Dean, baby, super senior. When we get back, let's do a little OTB mailbag. Get your questions in the chat. We'll answer them next here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your drive on. Go purchase a car from All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge or go to allstartoyotabatonrouge.com. You want to get smashed in the mouth with savings and incredible customer service? You want to go to All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge off of Airline Highway. Again, you can go to the website if you want, but I like to go and talk to the people. You can go with a number. You go in just completely blind. I don't even know what I want. You know what? You show me. And then maybe you fall in love with the Sienna, the Tundra, the Tacoma, whatever it may be. It's all there for you off of Airline Highway, All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge.
Yeah, it truly doesn't matter like what you're looking for. They're going to have it for you. It's the best part about All-Star. So many different options for you. Multiple options, multiple midsize SUVs, multiple trucks, multiple sedans, multiple hybrids. They have something for everyone. Full-size SUV. They've got the Sienna minivan. You can buy all of that new, obviously, but you also can rent that. You're not going to get that many places. So go rent a Toyota today, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Get 3.99% financing at Corval Toyota in Opelousas on select 2023 models. We also have a large selection of pre-owned inventory. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corval Toyota in Opelousas. Happy Town, USA.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it off. We got the parts in right now. Get them now before they go back on back order. Front-to-back boat service.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal.
Handgriff, join us for the Tuesday edition of Handy Time. Dwayne Colucci from the South Point and the Rampart in Las Vegas joins us. Handy Time, noon weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
We were all down at Margie's bar, telling stories if we had one. Someone fired the old jukebox up. The song it sure was a sad one. Teardrop rolled down Bubba's nose from the pain that song was inflicting. And all at once he jumped to his feet, just like somebody kicked him. Bubba shot the jukebox last night. Said it played a sad song, it made him cry. Went to his truck and got a 45. Bubba shot the jukebox last night.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
That's a good point. Although I think he would have been awesome last year for LSU as well, but I get why he left with coach leaving and everything. Dwight McLaughlin, did fine in Arkansas. Did he end up getting drafted?
No. Not that I know of.
I always thought he was going to be a professional player. He's so long.
Yeah.
He's so long. Shout out to Dwight McLaughlin, though. I always liked Dwight a lot. By the way, there goes my hero. It looks like, I don't know if it was originally made for the movie. I didn't look enough into it, but it looks like Varsity Blues was the first major usage, but it was also on 2002 Spider-Man, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man that launched the current superhero movie craze that has consumed the universe. Although, again, Marvel down bad right now.
What about Guardians?
Does not raise the pulse. I don't know. I haven't seen it. I heard it's pretty good.
I haven't seen it.
But even then, it's weird because Guardians 1 was so much fun and funny, right? And I've heard this one's very emotional and probably still has a lot of humor, but also is kind of intense and kind of sad, which makes sense. That's just kind of the natural progression of these things, right? Like if you're telling one of these long stories, eventually it has to get more serious. It's tough not to. I mean, I guess no. Deadpool 2 didn't get more serious.
Clark Gotro says McLaughlin is still at Arkansas. So
okay, so you got another year. Hell yeah.
Ooh, God, how long's he been in
college for a minute?
Football?
Yeah, been in college for a hot minute. That's true.
I mean, look, everybody's got 12 years to play. Look, if Sean Clifford can just finally finish up his, I get it.
I mean, Hunter Dean, the guy that we're talking about, I think this is going to be his, I don't know if he redshirted, but this is his COVID senior year here at LSU. Let's do a little OTB Mailbag.
Special delivery!
What day is it?
Special delivery for
What?
the bench. And look,
Tuesday.
this is marked most urgent.
I know.
We'll be right
Tuesday.
here.
The internet.
Weird.
What the is the internet?
I'll tell you what day it is. It's 2018 because I'm just playing WoW Classic every night again. It's crazy. Jeff G, hashtag OTB Mailbag. What sport do you think it's most difficult to recruit in and build a team nowadays with a transfer portal and NIL? I am someone.
Football.
Definitely football.
Yeah.
The roster size alone, Tim. I mean, basketball, you're talking maximum, 15 players. When you start talking about baseball, bigger numbers, but still in the 30s. You can go get a Paul Skeens who can dominate on a mound and truly be just a piece for you that you almost know is going to work out. Not to this level, but you know it's going to do pretty well. Like football is so much about fit. It's so much about scheme. It's so much about the other 10 guys on the field with you. You can be a great individual. If you're a great running back, but your offensive line's not good, you're not going to be able to show up, right? If you're a good offensive line, your running back's terrible. Okay, that's going to affect you. So for me,
nothing worse.
There's so many moving out. As someone who had to play, fullback, is there anything worse than, let's say you're running lead stretch, right? And you're the fullback, you send that in back to the tackle, he gets him, you go up to the second level, you're locking him up, and you're like, where's he at? Where's he at? Where's he at? And then you look back, and he cut it backside, or he cut it inside. You're like,
dummy.
Are
no
you
trust.
Kidding? Are you
Show
kidding
me some
me?
trust. Jake is going to clear the hole. Get in his hip. Don't run up his back.
That's right.
Okay, show some athleticism. Get in his hip and read the block.
Oh, man, we had a young rookie, great kid, but he ran like he was still in college football. Everything was full speed, like full bore.
He
would abandon the play in the track and just automatically cut everything back.
It is true. It's very funny, but I don't know, but I feel like one of the more interesting things you don't really think about running the ball between the tackles is you actually have to find that patience. You have to force yourself to slow down and time it to where you're shot out when the hole opens up.
It's when the Broncos, when they ran their scheme, like it was all about patience, and they didn't
You're
want
talking about like Terrell Davis Broncos, like Alex Gibbs,
Yes, and Mike Anderson and whoever they threw out there was going to rush for 1,000 yards. They didn't want a back that was a 4-4 guy. They wanted a back that was like a 4-5, 4-6 guy, because they liked the patience and the track that he stayed on and reading all the keys of the blocking scheme.
Never forget.
I was just born a little too late.
I know.
I could have ran that 4-6 for you, Denver. Damn.
Never forget that those back-to-back Super Bowl champion Broncos teams did not have a single offensive lineman over 300 pounds.
Yep.
Think about that, boys. Not a single O-lineman under 300 pounds, back-to-back Super Bowl champions, including a 14-2 Super Bowl champion year.
God,
they did have
so
Mark
good.
Schlereth. They had Shannon Sharp. Yeah, they were some beasts.
Mark Schlereth, good dude. Good
Sting.
human being.
I like Sting. Yeah, football, though, roster size. Like, that's the answer.
Yeah, roster. I mean, it's just so big. The numbers are just wild.
My number in, as I go to me, like, would a fullback be able to shave points in a football game?
No. No. Well,
maybe goal line.
maybe.
No, it's like
maybe.
they can't guarantee shave. There's like a 5% chance that an opportunity could come up that they could.
Oh man, I'm trying to think.
If you were a mobster, it would be bad business to pursue a fullback to do your point shaving.
Yeah. Juszczyk might be your only hope.
Yeah. NFL, I mean, just football in general, though. Unless you get into the quarterback, hard to point shave, if we're being honest.
Yeah,
like, what
because-
position is going to be easy?
Yeah, though if you're a left tackle, they're, in your pass protection, yes, but they're going to just, after you start really struggling, tight end comes to your side, running back comes to your side.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody's helping out. And then, like, if you give up a sack off that, then they're going to know you're point shaving.
Yes, or somebody's going to yeah, exactly.
Maybe a kicker.
Kicker definitely could. Yeah, replacements, right?
Mm-hmm.
That kicker's in like massive.
Yeah,
gambling
Nigel
debt, right?
Gruff.
Yeah, is that his name in the movie?
That was his name in the
Shout
movie,
out.
yeah.
Good pull, Taylor. Has to go to Mailbag. Worst team in the NFL after the draft. I don't know that I'm not going to lie and pretend that I paid enough attention to the draft as a whole to tell you that. I feel like the Commanders are already pretty bad, though.
Yeah.
And so I'll just go.
And then they're like, hey, let's stick with Sam Howell, who is talented, but he was a 5th-round pick. We don't really know what he's going to be. That might actually be the answer. If I'm giving you another answer,
The Texans will be bad.
No, I don't want to go Texans though. I feel like that's easy.
But they may have the potential. I mean, D'Amico. And the thing is, I do think Ron Rivera is a good coach. But like D'Amico Ryans could be interesting.
The Buccaneers keep coming up.
Oh yeah, that's true. I guess I'm not thinking about the Bucs because they feel like they're trying to be bad.
Yeah,
they're dead.
But on purpose though, they're going full tank for Caleb, Drake May, or Michael Penix.
Yeah, they're paying the piper. They're going to be terrible this year.
The Rams might be terrible this year.
The Rams too.
What are you talking about?
Which
They got
is
Stetson
wild.
Bennett.
I mean, think about
They
that.
got a little
Like
bit of that Stetson magic.
Super Bowl champions, both these teams' franchises in the last 3 years, and now we're talking about them maybe being the worst after the draft.
Seems like it's harder and harder to create a dynasty in football. It's like you lead up to these like critical inflection points, and then you almost like in getting there, you had to mortgage the future, and then you've got to like tear down and restart in a lot of ways.
OTB Mailbag, best uniform in the NFL, throwbacks included.
I mean, obviously the Chargers powder blue are always going to be hard to get away
The
from.
Chargers throwback powder blue is the peak of uniforms. Like for me, the all whites too. The AFL Charger uniforms for me is the final answer. I felt so much more athletic wearing those uniforms than any uniform I've ever been in.
This has not aged well, but as a child, there was no jersey in the world that I loved more than when the Broncos redesigned and they had like the kind of like
Because at the
points.
time,
it was very
it was
90s,
very
hyper
innovative.
stylized.
Now
that
I want
crazy
the old
Bronco
ones.
logo. Yeah, now I want the orange crush again.
The orange jersey with the royal blue helmet is nice.
I got one that's a little unorthodox. I've always liked the 49ers, but I like the gold pants, white jersey, gold helmet. I think that looks really good.
I like the 49ers
The gold-
75th
the gold,
anniversary
white, gold.
jerseys. Like, I like the outline that they wear. It's their alternate jersey. It looks so much better than their original.
I mean,
I
Niners
actually
just
like,
got that good classic color combo. It's
I
hard to
like
beat that red and
Detroit's
gold.
all gray. The all gray Detroit with the blue number, blue helmet. I kind of like that as well.
Okay, well, that's a take.
Yeah.
That's a take.
I mean,
the Dolphins throwback's really good, too.
One of my favorite games ever was still Saints white color rush against Falcons red color rush because it straight up looked like an episode of Power Rangers. Like they were just out there fighting.
The
dude.
Saints
Matt Ryan
color
running
rush
like that
is-
gif
is-
with the Red
is
Ranger where like all
fantastic.
the explosions are going on around him.
I
The
don't-
Saints were messing him
I don't
up.
like the color rush with the black helmets, but the gold helmet color, like that is
Yeah.
one of the best uniforms in the NFL.
Yes, it is. Daniel Blunt says, I'm going that old Broncos jersey. Yeah, the old orange, which was funny because, again, fashion, everybody hated it. Like at the time, the orange was so uncool.
Right.
It was so old and boring. Are the worst unis the old Bucks unis?
Yeah, the dream.
No.
I hate them too.
I feel like I'm not gonna allow fashion to trick me into thinking that the creamsicles are cool.
I don't like them either.
Mike Allstott looked great in that creamsicle. So did Warren Sapp.
That creamsicle is such an ugly color.
I don't know. I feel like that's a bad take.
Even though that's another one where when they did their rebrand, I was like, oh my God, these are the coolest uniforms I've ever seen in my life. I was very susceptible to 90s
me too.
redesign.
I was too. Seahawks.
It's like
same way.
Yes.
Like they got lime green.
Yeah, 100%.
Even when they got their newest uniform, I was a free agent that year, and I went on a visit to Seattle. It was the first year Flynn was there, and I was so excited. I was like, I get to wear the lime green.
Hell yeah.
I was like, wait, why does my mind work that way? You know who's got a bad uniform, and this is going to be a bad take to a lot of people? The Cowboys. The Cowboys have a bad uniform. It doesn't match. The colors don't match on anything.
I like when they wear the navy blue, it looks better because
does.
the silver pants. Their home jersey, it's almost like a bluish pants.
Yeah.
Which I hate.
I know, it doesn't match the
I
helmet.
like the silver. I do
too.
like that.
Yeah.
But
It is.
Yeah, the home uniform I don't like. I agree with that.
It is kind of interesting to think about, like, the Cowboys uniforms. It's impossible for me, though, to separate it from their history. And their history kind of makes it cool because they've been so dominant in different forms.
If you go back and look,
I get it. That's why I said it's going to be unpopular.
The pants have kind of changed over time. I mean, when you go back to look at like the Emmett times, they weren't as blue as they are now.
I guess I'm just not really looking past the star. The majority is
Star's great.
Great branding.
Star's
great branding for them.
It's really just their home pants that I don't like.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're being honest, NFL helmets are incredible. Show me the bad NFL helmet. All the colors are so pristine. Sometimes they've got that kind of sparkle paint. Sometimes they got like the matte, like, you know, the Browns have that like matte orange color. Like, ooh.
I think the worst helmet in the NFL is the Steelers because the logo's only on one side.
Yeah,
That's
but even then, bro, that's Pittsburgh. We're sitting here on a skyscraper, like eating our lunch, like, you know.
The Commanders.
Put your hard hat on.
Commanders
Steel
bad.
Town, baby.
Commanders have bad everything.
Yeah, Washington's terrible.
I like the Giants' old helmet much better than their new helmet. The Titans. The Titan stuff is. I'm not a fan.
Titan stuff is in a little bit of no man's land.
Yeah.
It's not old. It's not new now. It's just kind of it's kind of lost to time.
Go back to the Oilers.
Yeah, well, that
like color scheme and like just replace it the oil derrick with your current logo.
Just become like the Tennessee Frackers. Right, just get like to an updated Oilers.
Well, then you're going to get an announcer in trouble.
Yeah. You're going to get some fruity slips there.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
The Voodoo had excellent branding before we move on from this conversation. I loved everything about the New Orleans Voodoo.
It's true.
The jersey, the name.
Has there ever been a more
logo.
NFL 2K create a team, professional team than the New Orleans Voodoo?
No.
Like that logo was 1,000% one of the logos that you could choose to create your team with. The color scheme, everything. I'm not saying it's not, and I do not mean that like negatively. I think I agree with you.
Saying,
but yeah, it was very like generic. Like, what could we name this?
Your high school, Brother Martin, navy and yellow or navy and gold?
Crimson and gold.
Okay.
Crimson, red and gold.
I know. I'm trying to think of the uniform. I think I've got it in my head.
I was crimson.
We
were green and gold.
You were green and gold.
We were green and
and then you were
red and gold.
Yeah. Okay.
Red,
we
black, and gold.
were red, white, and
My
white and blue,
sophomore
just like
year-
every other private
Awesome.
school in America.
My sophomore year, we had like the actual Packers, like gold helmet, green jersey, gold pants.
Okay. All right.
We switched to all green, including helmet. But yeah, we were Packers for a while.
We used to get hyped for the gold pants whenever we wore gold pants.
All right.
Craig says worse is the old Jets uniforms. I love the new Jets uniforms, by the way. If they were good, that green would look like
The green helmet's nice.
just pop off the screen. Then again, I've always been a Green Lantern fan, so I've always had a little bit for the green. The old Hornet stuff is pretty awful, actually. I feel like New Orleans Hornets. I would
There's
think it's
some
probably-
that's
you might have some
okay.
nostalgic ties, but
Maybe so.
but I don't know. I think it's pretty trash.
That's probably what it is, honestly. I used to love the road gold jerseys. And the one time they randomly wore
I
red
hate
for
those gold.
They
dude.
randomly wore red for Valentine's Day in 2006 when they were still in Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
I liked those.
I saw one of those jerseys. I forget which player. It was an auction because they only wore them, like, I guess, at one time.
Mhm.
It was something like $37,000 it went for an auction.
What?
That's an item, man.
Who would have been? Would have been CP3
It was definitely
probably?
either CP3 or Chandler.
Nobody else was fetching $37K. It had to be CP3, dude. All right. when we get back, more OTB. I kind of like this question. We didn't get to it. Rank the top 5 SC football coaches in order. Maybe we'll do that next. We got a bunch of stuff to get to. Keep it locked. OTB.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, y'all, we're reminding you about the Advanced Eye Center Sports Vision Training Camp going down in July. Check it out. You want to sign up today, okay? Availability is limited. And if you're wondering what this is, it is a camp in which you can send your kids grades 3 through 6 and 7 through 12 into the Advanced Eye Center. They're going to test them, and they're going to figure out exactly how their vision works, where they're strong, where they're weak, and how can they improve. I mean, think about the simple act. I throw you something, you catch it. What's the first thing you do? You focus on it with your eyes, and your brain does all this subconscious math. You don't know, though, how bad is your depth perception? How bad is your object tracking? Like all of these sorts of things, sports is 90% vision related. And at Advanced Eye Center, they have the highest accreditation in sport. Dr. Zhang's been doing it for 40 years. Set your child up for success. Find them on Facebook. Sign up today.
And improve. You improve. That's the best part about it. You go and you will see the results. I mean, T-Bob and I have been through the testing. It is going to work for you. AdvancedEyeCenter.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it off. We got the parts in right now. Get them now before they go back on back order. Front-to-back boat service.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey, it's Matt Musso. Join me Monday through Friday for your daily update on LSU baseball with Musso at the Box, presented by New Orleans Flooring. wherever you get your podcast, Apple, Spotify, Google, and check out New Orleans Flooring. 2 locations, Metairie and Prairieville, or NOLAFlooring.com.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenge.
Join me for a Tuesday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. Glenn West on the Tigers, Sharif Ishak on the Saints. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Just keep talking. Just keep sports taking. Jake was getting a little low morale, realizing it's only Tuesday.
It's not even really low morale. I mean, yeah, probably some, but
I feel
it's
you, bro. Me
Tuesday?
and Taylor were here like 2 or 3 weeks ago. We talked about it. It was like the longest week of our lives. I don't know why.
I don't know. I should be,
Birthday on a Monday is weird.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
Birthday on a Monday gets you like weekend vibes, and
Maybe
you
that's
wake
what
up
it
and
is.
it's like, oh my god, it's
Yeah,
only
it's
Tuesday. What the hell is this?
Tuesday. Although I do have a little bit of a lighter work week because of SEC softball tournament. So
Let's go, dude.
Yeah.
No Friday afternoon show.
No Friday afternoon show.
God, that's got to just feel amazing for you.
Yeah,
Proud
because
of
Friday
you.
afternoons, I'm not going to lie.
That's the worst time. To
Like
have
we
a good
always,
show.
we have a good show on Fridays, and then like T-Bob's like, all right, I'm gonna go do whatever. I'm like, I hate you because you don't have to go.
True.
Do your show, and you get to go do whatever you want to do.
I'll give you my Berenstein Bears book about being jealous. A little green jealous monster.
Bernstein.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? What do they call that? The Mandela effect, when we all believe something
Yeah.
that isn't actually true.
Apparently, it was
What's it
never.
really?
What is
Wait,
so what
what?
is it? Is it Bernstein?
It's Bernstein. It was never Bernstein.
But it's still
I feel
Barron.
like you're
though,
saying
right?
It's still Bears.
but I know you're not.
It's EREN, so it's still Barron
Yes, it's
technically.
still Barron, but everybody says Berenstein, like Berenstein Bears, like STEIN.
Yeah.
It's STAIN.
Stain.
Berenstain Bears.
Okay.
How about that?
Well, then too.
Shout out Berenstein Bears.
I used to.
I can't change it. I'm
Jackson-
saying Berenstein Bears.
Yeah, I mean, look, we're pot committed. I'm almost 40.
It's like, does Pikachu have black on the tip of his tail?
No, it's yellow.
The Pillsbury Doughboy never had a blue necklace, handkerchief, whatever that is. It's white.
Now I can't tell if Pikachu has black on the tip of his tail because I'm seeing all different pictures where he does and doesn't. No, he never did. But a lot of people do think that Pikachu has black on his tail.
My mind's not blown.
You want to talk about Hunter Dean again? No, I'm just kidding.
Hunter D, you're gonna be a beast now.
It's gonna be like the greatest transfer of all time.
Yeah, bro. That 8.6 board's about to jump to 10 and 8. Let's go, man. 10 8 actually solid. That'd be great.
That
if you
was
get 10 8 every
actually-
year, that's excellent.
That was well done.
Baseball fell in all the polls yesterday. We that's not to be unexpected, but it wasn't just D1. For what it's worth, Collegiate Baseball, Perfect Game, Baseball America, and USA Today. And it did kind of feel like everybody kind of been waiting to ding LSU because Wake Forest appears so much stronger on the mound than LSU does.
Yeah, they were just waiting for that
Top
one
to
little
bottom.
crease, little
Yeah.
crack in the foundation.
And it's deserved, because outside of Paul Skeens, it's a huge concern. And
Did they mention that on the Sunday broadcast?
Yeah, just a little bit. But I mean, to be fair to them, the graphic is pretty damning. I mean, it is like bad, potentially. Well, yeah. But hey, Thatcher Hurt's come back, so maybe he'll make it a little bit better.
What do you like at this point, T? And you have 2 more series.
Yeah.
You have a series this weekend that you're going to be a heavy favorite. What do you do? Do you roll out the same Friday, Saturday, Sunday that you've had that's worked all year, or do you try something different? Do you move pieces around? Do you say, hey, Gavin Guidry, you're going to go give us 3 innings on Sunday. You're starting this game.
I don't think you really have a choice on Floyd, right? Because, I mean,
I actually think Floyd, like, there's some things for sure, but, like, he was dominating that game.
Yeah, I know. And then all the
obviously,
happened.
then he's got the delay, and, look, he goes complete game against Ole Miss. I mean.
No, I agree. I'm saying so. Okay, so
I don't think the Saturday is as bad as people are making it out to be.
So I'm making sure though we agree on Floyd. Yeah. I agree. Sunday though, I don't know.
You got to do something different.
So you think so?
I do.
Okay.
Now, how it can truly be hey, we need 3 from you, we need 2 from you. I mean, you kind of form it that way and get everybody's mindset kind of ready to go. You just got to have somebody that will compete on Sundays. And I'm not saying like being a competitive person going out there and not trying your best. I'm saying compete within the strike zone and don't try to be perfect. You're not going to be Paul Skeens, right? You're not going to be Ty Floyd even.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to strike out 15 players or 7 players.
No.
You're there to throw strikes and to get outs.
Throw to contact.
That's what I mean.
Like on Sunday, just throw to contact. It's okay.
You're not going to be perfect. So yes. And so that's what Gavin Guidry and Riley Cooper, they both did that.
Yes.
And their results were much better. Now, I know they gave up 3 runs apiece. Only 1 of those runs apiece were earned, though.
Yeah.
So they did that.
And that's what they're going to have to do, and then trust your bats. And if you lose doing that, that's fine. But we don't want to lose walking 6 guys in the first inning. That ain't good. So midweek action night, fork him! Northwestern State Demons in the box at 6:30. Very excited to see the pitching tonight, and then Mississippi State this week. And we'll get into more next here on OTB.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Wait, you and the Cannon got a bet like you and Bo did?
Yeah, I know, right? I was kind of laughing about that. I was like, do I call my dad and try to talk trash to him? Like, is this even going to land? I don't know. I was definitely hearing it from the Colonel boys, though, a couple weeks back. Hey, do you want to remind you to Central Plumbing, 925-8552, 925-8552. CentralPlumbing.org is the website. I love the Payne family, and they've been at it, man, for about 50 years now, okay? Jay, Zach, the whole crew, and the bottom line is when you overstink it, don't overthink it, okay? In commercial, residential, it don't matter. They have the insurance, paperwork, personnel, licensed, bonded, and insured, flat rate pricing, great warranty. After the work is done, it's your one-stop plumbing shop. It's Central Plumbing.
I want you to go to the website, centralplumbing.org, and I always tell you about remodels, but go and click on the tab, and then you can see everything that they can do for you. If you need a new vanity, a new sink, a new shower, a new towel, whatever it is, they've got you covered. centralplumbing.org.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Bayou Ford has $15,000 off plus 0.9% APR for 60 months on all new 22 Ford F-150 SCA trucks and incredible deals on all remaining 2022 inventory, all with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level. with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it off. We got the parts in right now. Get them now before they go back on back order. Front-to-back boat service.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench. Anytime. Hunt Palmer.
Moscona inviting you to join us for Tuesday's AFR. We'll talk some football with legendary D-line coach Pete Jenkins, and we'll preview LSU Northwestern State from the box. Join us for Tuesday's AFR 3 to 6, 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
It's a jumped out joint off a back road, a blinking window sign with an arrow, a gravel-lot chock full of toolbox trucks, making their happy hour way home. When guys like me lose girls like
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Damn, Bo.
Who's this, Taylor?
Taylor choosing this music today, Bo?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, that's Luke Combs.
Luke Combs, okay.
Luke Combs.
He sang.
I know Luke Combs. Yeah. I just didn't-
The song me and my wife picked for our first dance at our wedding was by Luke Combs.
Oh, nice. T-Bob, do you remember your first dance song?
It was Metallica.
Yes.
It was
It was going to be.
Sandman.
It was going to be. That's a good one, actually. It was going to be "Luckiest" by Ben Folds.
Ben Folds 5?
But then one of my best friends, my only friend to get married before me, completely independently chose "Luckiest" by Ben Folds as his song. Yeah, snaked me. So I ended up doing "Green Eyes" by Coldplay.
I don't know if I know that one. I'll check it out.
I think it's by Coldplay, right?
I mean, I hope you know that. Remember, Caitlin listens a little bit now.
I know, but still, Luckiest still would be the song, right?
Okay.
Yeah, Coldplay Green Eyes is great, though, but Luckiest would still be my favorite song.
All right.
Edward says, hold on, let me pack my dip, T-Ball. Hell yeah.
Which Luke Combs song?
Yeah.
5-Leaf Clover.
Don't know that
It
one
came
either.
out.
Well, I'll be damned, Bo. It sounds like pretty lucky to me.
Subtle brag. I may be the first one to ever use it as a wedding song. It came out a week before my wedding.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Like, how much can it mean if it came out a week for you? Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Ooh,
Maybe
I like
we're
it.
both
I like it. I like the
we're
counter
both-
argument.
Like, it had nothing to do with your relationship. at
We're
all?
both big Luke Combs fans,
Okay.
and like I showed her this song. He performed it live at a concert, and I showed it to her on my phone like a while back. I was waiting for it to come out. Came out a week before the wedding, so we agreed that was going to be the one.
That's cool. I obviously can't talk too much crap because my wife has green eyes, and so I was like, oh, she's green eyes. Okay. Idiot. It's a good song, though. It's a beautiful song.
I got to check it out. I'm going to check it out during the break.
Shout out to our guy, Ronnie Grisavi, our resident Southeastern Lion in the chat. Says, shout out to our Lady Lion softball team, 44-12 on the season. How about that, dude? With 5 losses to Alabama, Mississippi State, Oklahoma, and LSU. Those are some of the best teams in the entire country. They're opening up their conference tournament today at McNeese. Let's go. Line up. Wait, you went to Southeastern or McNeese?
I went to Southeastern.
Okay, hell yeah, bro. Line up. I forgot we got a resident Lion here in the room now. You excited for a little softball action?
I am.
Hell yeah, dude.
So
44-12.
Southeastern and LSU play each other in any sport. Line up?
No, I go LSU.
Okay.
I mean, LSU, that was my whole life. Southeastern, I was there for 4 years.
So why'd you go Southeastern over LSU?
My sister was
Let's
already
unpack this.
No, my sister was already there. She was on the cheer team out there, so it made more sense. We commuted back and forth together. It's a little bit closer to the house. So.
That's pretty sweet.
That's true. Like, you live out there. Yeah, you're right.
Well, I live in Walker. It's probably a 20-minute drive to Southeastern, probably 30 to LSU.
Yeah.
So it was similar. But
How close are you and your sister in age?
She's 2 years older than me.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So you were trying to get with your sister's cheerleading friends.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
now.
That's exactly where my head went as well.
Makes a lot of sense. Not
Yep.
a bad scheme.
Any Salty Joe's? Shout out.
Salty Joe's delicious.
What's the diner?
Lee's Diner.
Lee's Diner.
Lee's Diners are good as well.
I don't know much about Southeastern.
Field trip to Hammond?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe I got to experience
Down.
some Hammond sometime. No, Scone and Tea is not perfectly moved to Thursday. We are back on Wednesday at Oliver Twist. That was just for May the 4th there, Large. All right. We're going to get back here on OTB, kicking it off with Nick Underhill, hour number 3 of Off the Bench coming up. Keep it locked. Oh, chill out, chat.
Chill, chat.
Oh, we got like 10 seconds left?
Yeah, I started it kind of early.
Oh, wow.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Atkinson and Baton Rouge, baby. AtkinsonBR.com for all your cooling, heating, and electrical needs. Probably not going to need too many heat right now. But you want Atkinson Baton Rouge. Remember, if you have to get the new AC install right now, Jake, now is the time to act $500 off that brand new AC unit. Take control of your comfort zone with Accutemp. Go look at the online reviews. Service to the highest degree is not just their tagline. It is literally at the core of everything, dude. It's built on that idea of service to the highest degree. Experience it for yourself, and after you do, you're probably gonna be like, man, I want the Star Club membership, Jake.
Yeah, because they are going to help you remember when they're supposed to come out. So if you're like T-Bob and I, and you at times do forget, they'll send you a text. They'll give you a call. Hey, it's time to come check your system. So many benefits to be a part of that Star membership that we tell you about every single day. You can find out more information, 225-351-1513.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it off. We got the parts in right now. Get them now before they go back on back order. Front-to-back boat service.
Good morning, everybody. It is 9 a.m. on Tuesday, May 9th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect cloudy skies with a high of 86. Coming up on OTBOT, we talk to Nick Underhill and New Orleans.football coming up next. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. OTBOT, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo. Weekly New Orleans Saints updates with Nick Underhill on OTB are brought to you by former LSU Tiger and attorney Chris Perrette.
Oh my gosh, dude. Chat. Chill. Jeff G says, Taylor, stepsister or biological?
Whoa.
Oh my God.
Chill out. It's biological, if anyone was wondering. But thank you.
It's people like Jeff who have learned, who have led to the current content that you see constantly all over adult websites.
Well, I was telling
if
you.
If your first question is biological or stepsister, well then, yeah.
Well,
yeah,
I was telling you during the break, somebody like found out my wife's name and like mentioned it in the comment or something. I was like, y'all need to chill, man.
Yeah. I mean, look, that's hey, man.
I mean, I don't care because like it's mine, not yours, but like it's weird.
It is without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Okay, so you'll find this is even creepier. So about maybe 3 years ago now, we pull up to the house and there is no less than 30 boxes of chips on my front porch, like 30 boxes from Amazon. I'm like, what in the world? On my Sirius show, I remember talking about having 4 boys, and I was like, all they want to do is eat. And they eat like 5 bags of chips a day.
Hell yeah.
A listener heard that, sent 30, I don't know how they got my address, sent 30 boxes. Now, it ended up being kind of tight, because 30 boxes of chips, but like that was it. I had another person the other day, they have this zero sugar like tea company, like lemon tea, raspberry tea, whatever. And I was talking about enjoying like sweet tea. They sent like cases of the tea to my house, which is like, it's cool that they're sending that, but how did they get my address?
Yeah.
Easy. Google. All
I
right?
know.
mean.
Okay. So, and I get trading cards as well. There's a website that, you know, they'll trade your address. Like, hey, here's his address.
Yeah.
Here's where you can send the cards. And then also, if you start to sign them and send them back, that becomes popular on this website. And then you start getting flooded with even more cards to your mailbox. Which, I never mind signing those things, but it is kind of creepy that they can find your address.
No, privacy's a thing of the past, dude. Wait, hold on. Sorry, we got to get to Nick. We were just filling time because Nick looks like he's scrambling over there. He's been like in the shot, out the shot, in the shot. Now he's back in the shot. Nick, what's up, man? How are we doing today? Oh wait, hold on, Mario.
Leg up. I see the.
Go ahead.
You got the leg up. I see the thigh. I'm flustered right now, man. So you're showing a little skin, and I didn't know how to act. I'm sorry, but I'm here now. I'm calling down. I'm ready to go.
That is not a little skin. That is a lot of skin and a lot of milky thigh.
Pale skin. You know what though? If you ever want to compliment a pale person, Nick, I've said this plenty. You call him porcelain. Okay, creamy thighs is kind of acceptable, but if like a porcelain princess, if you ever want to make your old lady.
But
happy.
how are you the only one in your family that's not tan?
I don't know, man. They nicknamed me White Roach growing up. It's freaking sad. That's a mean nickname. Like, it's unbelievable that I grew up as well adjusted as I did with my family. Call me White Roach.
Your father and sisters are like incredibly like
White Roach. There's
nice
not even a White Roach.
skin.
It doesn't exist. Yeah, they all have that Cajun skin. Everybody does. They're so olive skinned and beautiful. I'm a little pale boy. But you know what? I got that Viking. I don't know, dude. I just tell myself that.
Oh my God, what's happening?
Nick, you know what's happening? A lot's happening on New Orleans.football. Ton of great content up right now. I still haven't gotten to sit down to watch the Tyrann Mathieu interview yet. But how cool was it to have Tyrann Mathieu in the New Orleans.football studios?
Yeah, no, it was great. I mean, look, he's an incredibly like normal person, and I don't some of these guys that play that. They kind of lose touch a little bit, like with just normal folks. Like Tyrann's just a really regular, normal guy. He came in, sat down, was cool, chilled, talked for a while. He's actually gonna be part of our show all season long. So, I mean, that's something to look forward to, just get some of his insights throughout the year. So, but yeah, I mean, look, he's incredibly smart. Like, just talking football with him, just even in the short time of a year, like, you just learn more talking to people like him that understand what they're doing, are willing to share their knowledge and all that stuff. So I'm excited to keep talking to him and just learn more and more about the game.
Wow, that's okay. So that's big news right there. Again, this is why you need to sign up for New Orleans.football. Get the best Saints coverage in the business. There's so many great articles up right now. Nick, you have all your film reviews up of the draftees. I love them all. You talk about A.T. Perry maybe being the steal of this Saints draft. Talk about Kendra Miller and breaking down his running style, some of that between the tackles, kind of dirty work. Out of all of your film review, who, like, what, and any player, what jumped out to you the most, or maybe you were like, oh, wow, I did not expect this, but now that I dove in, I'm even more excited.
Yeah, I can't lie. Like, watching Kendra Miller, like, I was sitting in my living room, like, there were a few times, like, I just, like, straight up, like, yelled, because it was just,
wow.
He has exciting film to watch. I mean, some of the stuff he does, he's not Alvin, but there's, like, some Alvinisms to his game, like, in his ability to have people bounce off him and stuff, but then just some of the cutting ability and the vision and the patience and just kind of the way he combines everything. Like, there are some incredibly exciting moments on his film. And I think he's a lot faster than people think he would be based on his build. I think if he were able to run, it probably would have been high 4.4s, low 4.5. Like, he's pulling off on DBs at SEC schools. He's going against Texas, running away from their guys on a 75-yard run. Kansas State had good athletes last year. He's pulling off on them. I mean, there are just a lot of plays where you see decent breakaway speed, and then just his ability to make a cut and go, or set up his blocks and just see the field and just kind of be patient while also dictating action. Like, I think there's a really nice combination of skills there. I think he's going to be really good. And A.T. Perry was another one that was exciting to watch him too, just, through the prism of it's a 6th-round pick. And normally when you're watching the 6th-round film, by that point you're kind of praying for mercy. You're looking at how many guys are left on the draft chart, and it's like, all right, I only got to do one more of these. Like, I can get through this. Like, his was exciting too. Yeah. I mean, I think there's a lot of stuff he does that surprised me a little bit. Like, he's good on in-breaking and out-breaking routes. Like, I kind of thought he was just going to be more of a downfield guy. He's really good on hitches. The way he runs, like, he's a glider a little bit. And a lot of the scouting reports you read, it kind of makes it sound like he's not strong. And I think there's a lot of elements of strength that he needs to add to his game. But, like, he has an ability to get off press and fight through it too. But, like, the main thing he does that was just unbelievable is the way that he can track the ball when it's in the air. And it's almost like, watching, it's a cliche, but like kind of like watching a center fielder a little bit, but like on bad passes though too, like, stuff that he shouldn't be able to track. Like, he sees it, has the ability to get over, and then he has this like insane wingspan that he can just go up and pluck it out of the air. I think all that stuff's going to play really well. I think he should be able to have a role with the Saints probably this season in some capacity. I think the big thing with him is just the concentration drops are a borderline, it's bad. Like, that has to get cleaned up really, really quickly. Just settle down, catch the ball, and then go. And then some stuff over the middle. I think there's definitely some play strength that he needs to add to his game.
And don't feel the need to like extend this answer if it's not a complicated one, but are the drops why he drops into the 6? Like, is it that simple?
Yeah, look, I think there was some stuff early in his career, some of the whispers, just maybe with dedication to the game and stuff that sounds like he got cured over time, and just kind of having to know the person and be comfortable with it and everything. So I think there's some of that, and that, yeah, I mean, maybe a little bit with the drops. I don't think that's anything that's like bad hands though. Like, I think he just needs to be like rewired to like, just, all right, slow down one beat, like catch the ball. You are really good after the catch. You have good after the catch ability. Just see the ball into your hands and then turn. Like, don't turn your head before the ball's in your hands. Like, I think that's just kind of the stuff that he needs to work on a little bit. Just slow it down and settle into it. And I think he should be able to cure some of that, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's something that's kind of, pops up here and there throughout his career.
All right, Nick, I'm going to go back to the running back conversation real quick, because Kendra Miller is somebody that I think is a willing pass blocker. And they didn't ask him to do a ton of that at TCU. Certainly didn't ask him to be a receiver out of the backfield a ton as well. But the first third down of the Saints season, who's going to be the third down back if AK is indeed suspended?
Ooh, man, that is a good question. I'm going to go with Jamal just because it's early in the season, but I think say AK just, I don't know, disappears. Like, if he's hurt or something by the end of the season, I think it's probably Kendra. And I think that's That's the way they want it to be. Some of the pass blocking stuff, like I wish there was just more evidence of some of all this stuff on his film. Like even with the pass catching, like there were things that I really, really liked, but it's just straight up almost all screens. There was one wheel route where it was like behind him and he had to go down and like dig it out of the dirt. Like it was a really nice play. So you saw some ability there, but like it is a major projection. Like AK's first game as a rookie, he went out and ran an out and up, which is like a route that running backs they don't run very often and get targeted on it. And you knew that kind of watching him coming in, like he's going to be able to do some of this stuff. Kendre, it's a total guess. I think he's going to settle into it. I think maybe like if you asked me to make a guess right now, like what type of receiver he's going to be, like I think there's probably 2017 Mark Ingram type ability in there at the peak. I don't think he's ever going to be, the AK type where you're looking at him like, man, if their slot receiver went down, just throw AK in there. You'll be fine. Like, I don't think that's Kendre's game, but I think he can do a lot of it. And I remain like just completely fascinated by that room, like how everybody's going to fit, how everybody's going to get snaps, where everyone's going to settle in. I don't know how it's going to play out. I mean, it's going to be absolutely fascinating. Like if they run 400 times next year, Taysom gets 65 carries. That's 20 carries a game.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah,
you got to get Taysom those touches as well. It's one of the best parts of your offense last
year. Yeah, and 65 is low. Like you probably want him. What was he at last year? Like 90, 95? Like so. But like just say 65 is the floor because they're probably going to pass more, so their running attempts are going to go down. So 400 is probably like a fair number. That's 20 touches a game. Like that's not very many for three guys that are all one high twos like on any depth chart. So I don't know how it's all going to fit, but if they can figure it out, they're going to be really, really potent in that area of the game.
Yeah, well, I mean, the tough part about the pass protection stuff coming from college is in college, you see like a back check will and get out, and he only has one check, or you see them free release, and that's the way that these college offenses are built, and that's just not the case in the NFL. I mean, Nick, you know this obviously. Like you're full scan. It's 4 down and Mike to the offensive line. You've got everybody else in a lot of these third downs, and so if anybody else comes, you got to be able to not only to be able to scan, and you're not going to maybe know that from the get-go, but also you have to scan and get out on your route. Like you don't want to knock a tackle off. And so like those are the things that it's hard to come from college where you check the will backer or the nickel will, whoever that might be, and then you're out. Well, now you got to check him, you got to check the corner, you got to check the other safety, you got to check the backside backer, backside corner, and then get out in your route. And that's what, you kind of lose some of that speed that the guy has because he's so worried about it. And then you learn, based off where people are lined up. But your rookie year, to your point, that's probably the most difficult part of it. So it's hard to imagine him starting in that third down role if AK is not there.
Yeah, I agree with that, though. But, look, it's an interesting thought process, though, because, that's one way that I think he could steal a lot of snaps, too, if he gets good at that quickly. Because AK, I love his game. I love everything he does. I think he's going to continue to be good. I think that is one area where if you watch him, there has been a regression in just the pass protection. And, that might be some of the issues with just post-Breeze, things not being set right. There might be other things to go along with that. But there were a lot of blocks that he should have picked up last year that I think you can comfortably say, man, there was something, this kind of slipped a little bit. So I don't know if he just needs to get back into it. But yeah, Kendre could definitely, I think, come in and steal some of those third down snaps if he gets good at that aspect. By the end of the season, they were playing their backups in some of those third downs because there was a clear slippage in the pass protection.
And so I want to get off running back, but it does kind of beg the question.
Why would you want to do that?
I mean,
I don't get
it. I didn't say fullback. I said running back. We haven't mentioned fullback. It does beg the question of what's the future of AK in New Orleans? Because like you said, I mean, the divvying up of the reps, the management of the room, the money he's paid, you would think that he would have to still be the guy, but I don't know. It feels like there's more and more writing on the wall, kind of maybe saying that maybe he's not the guy.
I mean, look, I think this season he's probably here. They just redid the contract. I think if you were going to try to trade him, his trade value is probably the lowest it could possibly be right now with the looming suspension, recently redone contract and all that stuff. So I think he's probably here for this season. But, at this point, anything they do with that room, I wouldn't be 100% shocked with. I could see anything occurring there. There was interest last year in him, and I think if they were going to trade him last year, probably would have made more sense to do it. They were still in the playoff picture at the time. They were hanging on to hope a little bit, but and you do have 2 new replacements now. So, I don't know. It's fascinating. I do think, though, as you look at it, he's 28 years old. They just drafted a guy in the 3rd round. That's a 4th guy picked in the draft. At some point, there's going to be a transition from a guy that is the face of your franchise. I think you could argue with AK, a legitimate superstar, but they are moving as if, okay, like this guy's 28 years old. He's going to be suspended. We got to get some young blood in here. Like it might just be like a 2017 type transition, where Mark and AK were on the same backfield. AK rose up. Mark kind of became second fiddle, and maybe that's how they settle in and go forward. But, my head wouldn't explode if anything happened at that position, though.
Hey, Nick, I want to ask you another kind of personnel question. If we're going...
Sounds like a personal question. What? My bad. I shouldn't talk.
Personnel question as far as like packages of players on the field for the offense. If you go 12 personnel, so obviously to our audience, if you have 2 tight ends on the field and we're playing game 1 right now, who are those 2 tight ends? Who's playing Y? Who's playing F?
Whew. Man, I can't use Taysom. I can't just cheat.
You can't, no, because I mean, look, if he's going to be a part of the offense in that role, because you don't draft a tight end when you had multiple tight ends available there, that might be their thought process.
Yeah, right now I would have to say him and Jawan. Like I don't know about Lucas Kroll, Miller Forstall. I was watching him recently. He can block a little bit, so he's someone that I think could be in the mix. They just signed, man, his name's escaping me. The UDFA. I watched him too a little bit. He can block a little bit. Brooke Kirchhoffer actually just reported last night that they have like a standing offer to Foster Moreau. So depending on how his health is, like he's someone that could still be in the mix as well. So if he gets healthy at some point, I think week 1's probably pushing it, but I don't know. I'm guessing.
Like if you sign him, he's your Y and Juwan's your F, right? I mean, you assume from day one.
Absolutely, and I think that's exactly what they need, and maybe some of the inaction at that spot is tied to that a little bit. I mean, that's a thought that I think you kind of have to have at this point. But I would go Taysom and Jawan, and I don't know. Like, I don't feel great about anybody else behind there. We just kind of got to see those guys. But there were things Kroll did well last year. I thought he blocked really good in the 3rd preseason game. Some of the run stuff was a little bit shaky at times. I think there's upside there for sure, though. But I would feel much, much better if there was somebody else that you just knew could play in line and block. Like, I think it's a huge issue right now for them. Maybe the biggest issue on the team right now for them, to be honest.
Yeah. Talking Nick Under at Nick_Under. We keep him so long every day, so we'll wrap up right now. New Orleans on Football is a site. They got very exciting things going on over there. You mentioned Brooke Kirchhoffer. I just got to sit down on the show with you all the other day, talk about LSU. It was very, very fun. Real quick, Nick, are the Saints playing the Patriots in Germany?
I've heard no, so I'm putting my money on no.
Yeah.
Hey, look, it could be wrong. Like, they are so weird about the schedule stuff now that leaking that, like, if you ask 6 different people a question, you're gonna get 6 different answers about it, because I don't know. I guess they feel like it needs to be a TV event, but I'm betting on no. I'm not going out and getting my global entry pass quite yet.
If you read between the lines when Nick comes on here, he basically tells you when he feels like something's pretty solid. So we'll see. New Orleans on Football is the site. Nick, tell everybody everything y'all got going on over there.
You just said it, man. Just check it out. New Orleans Football. All your Saints stuff is there. That's it.
Yeah, great YouTube channel too as well. All right, Nick, take it easy, man. You have a great day. Thank you, as always.
Thanks, sir.
Man, running back room. Huh.
It'd be interesting to see like what they could do with Taysom in the backfield too on 3rd downs. Just trying to like figure out different ways to create unique mismatches and different weapons. Yeah. Because if AK
Taysom
is
with
truly
Jamal and Kendrick,
well, if he is truly suspended, okay, let's act like that's going to happen. You've got 2 big physical running backs, no real 3rd down, because Jamal wasn't asked to do that in Detroit. Kendrick wasn't asked to do that at TCU. Okay, not to say that they can't, but it's not what they're used to doing. And, Alvin Kamara obviously has a skill set that is going to be at an elite level on 3rd down as far as the pass catching stuff. So, is it going to be a combination of those guys? Do you expect them to bring in some type of a scat back to be that guy? There's questions in that realm.
Triple option. Jamal Williams on the dive.
Yeah.
Kendra and Taysom on the option. Let's go. Have a little shotgun crossbuck action.
Oh, I love a good crossbuck.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude.
Yeah.
Crossbuck feels very little league to me for
It
some
is.
reason. Yeah, I was about to say, I don't know if I ran Crossbuck after like 11-year-old Duluth Wildcats.
Yes, you're probably onto something there. But
So bring it back in the NFL where nobody's expecting it. Zig when they zag.
It could work there. So, like, I don't know if like Dwayne Washington's going to be that guy. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's got to be either Williams or Miller in that role. And it's a big role. I mean, it's third down back in the NFL. So that's something to pay attention to. Again, Juwan Johnson, Taysom Hill, both clearly F tight ends, not a Y tight end. Is Lucas Kroll going to be the guy? The Foster Moreau stuff is very interesting because the offer is still out there. If he signs and everything clears, which obviously we are praying and hoping that it does, and everything seems to be going in that direction, had some good updates from that, then that's easy. Foster Moreau, when he comes back, he's your Y, Juwan Johnson's your F, and Taysom's your gadget player.
I like all the weapons. It's just a question of, do we trust Pete Carmichael to be able to get the most out of him? And then all it comes down to Derek Carr. We're going to see. I'm a believer, okay? We needed a new car, and we finally got one. And now we got Hainer as well. Fresno State Bulldogs alive and well down in the 504. When we get back, more OTB. Keep it locked.
OTB, OT. Our listeners fire up their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it off. We got the parts in right now. Get them now before they go back on back order. Front-to-back boat service.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Moon Griffon is back. The voice of Louisiana politics makes his return to Baton Rouge. Catch the Moon Griffon Show weekdays from 9 to 11 a.m. on Talk 107.3.
Me, Jimmy Otten, Mike Delicano for the Tuesday evening edition of Game Time. We're at Mike Anderson Seafood on Lee, just off of Nicholson. Tuesday edition of Game Time, 6 to 8 p.m. right here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Have you been watching Barry, Jake?
Yeah.
Is it good? I have not been. Is it awesome? I got to catch. I mean, I love the show. I haven't
It's
watched
Barry,
it.
so yeah. I mean, it's
Yeah.
that show's like nothing I've ever seen. Like whoever came up with that idea, whoever the creator is.
Is it Bill Hader?
It might be. I think it might actually be. It's a great idea. Like, Hank's one of my favorite TV characters.
No, Hank, he's so good.
Did you know like he was only supposed to be like in the first 1 or 2 episodes of the show, and then everybody's like, "Oh, we got something here."
I did not know that, but that reminds me of he co-created it.
Okay.
But it reminds me of how oh gosh, why am I blanking right now? Who's the boyfriend that kind of starts as a bad guy in Stranger Things? Steve?
Yeah.
Steve, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's that same deal. That actor was
Oh, really?
so charismatic and so well liked by everybody on set that the writers were like, wait, we can do something different with him. We can start him as the stereotypical bad guy, and then he was supposed to be out the scene, and then actually like have him go through this like becoming
makes sense.
A nice guy arc.
Supposedly that's what happened with That's So Raven too. I saw the girl that played Chelsea giving an interview, and
Really?
originally Raven was just supposed to be like a secondary character, but she was so funny and impressed so much at the initial auditions that she ended up getting the lead part.
Oh, okay. So they did rewrite the show for Raven Simone, though.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, because you can't name the show That's
No,
So Raven.
it was originally going to be like That Psychic or something like
Mario,
that.
you pull from That's So Raven a lot.
Hey, That's So Raven's a good
Hey,
show.
that was a solid show.
I don't know what that is.
That's
It was
So
a good show.
Raven,
That was
she
kind of
could-
where Raven Simone, like,
Yeah.
That was Cosby
after
Show.
Full House.
Cosby Show
After-
first.
I mean, Cosby Show. That's
As
what I mean, yeah.
Yes, that was kind of the continuation of that, and she became international star, Cheetah Girls, all that.
Okay, so this was like
It was like Miley Cyrus's Hannah Montana.
okay.
kinda.
So this is like y'all's age Disney Channel show.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
She
yeah.
could see the future.
How do you know about it so much?
Because it was my age as well.
Oh.
She could.
You're not their age.
No, okay.
26
fair.
and 28. You're 34.
What he's saying is like he was probably her age when the show came out. Me
Yes.
and Mario were like,
She was my age.
yeah,
Raven Simone, I
me
bet
and
you was
Mario
my
were
age.
like 3rd, 4th grade when the show was real popular. So yeah, I mean, T-Bob would have
Yeah,
been.
Raven's 37.
Yeah,
So she's my age.
Yeah, but like actors, they play younger on TV, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you're
yeah.
really like 22 if you're playing a high schooler, so like whatever. That's So Raven is a show that first kind of exposed me to a lot of like time travel paradoxes, though, right? Because in every
Yeah, look this
episode,
up.
she would see into the future, and in trying to prevent the future, she would create the exact future that she saw. Begging the question then, like, is time just this closed linear thing which you cannot affect, because she could never change anything? The things only happened because she saw them happen and then did things that caused them to happen.
Yes.
All right, you were 14.
So if she had done nothing, then they would have never happened.
You were 14 when the show debuted.
But then not really, because if she sees it and then does nothing, it's still a reaction to seeing it, which means it's
You
still
were
going to
6.
happen.
Mine's so
yeah,
blurred.
yeah. I was
So that makes sense.
first,
Okay,
second.
I
you
might have
were
been 8.
It was
Yep.
popular really
That
when I was
makes
in like
sense.
3rd,
14?
4th grade.
I got questions during the break.
Bro, everybody my age like That's So Raven.
Right. When I was 14, I was not watching a TVG show.
Disney was still popping. I mean, I don't know. I got no shame here. I feel like everybody liked That's So Raven. It was a good show.
Yeah.
Well, come on. Let's see what chat says. Anybody else my age?
Oh.
It's like eras. Like some people say, Florida's LSU's main rival because of the time that they came up. Some people would say it's Alabama.
Yeah.
Some people would say it's Auburn from like the 90s. It's kind of like that.
This is interesting. If this is true, Mac Lindsay says Vince Gilligan was going to kill off Jesse Pinkman, but then the writer's strike in 2007 happened, and he decided to keep Jesse around. That's wild. That is crazy. Daniel Blunt says, T-Bomb 36, you're too old for the show. Well, you were 16. Okay, massive difference. And 14's still the edge of junior high. You still got even Stevens in the mix.
Even Stevens.
That makes a lot of sense. Ricky Com says to Jake to say, my age. He just had a birthday. He's older than her.
I am now.
He's practically 40.
That's
She's
right.
only 37.
I'm 38.
Oh, wow. Thomas
well
Dare
done.
says he's 33 and doesn't know what it is. Can't tell you much about it.
This is
Emil's
you,
my
T.
age. He says he vaguely remembers watching it.
T, this is you. It's okay.
I'm not, dude. I got no shame.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. You don't.
If you
That's
didn't
fine.
watch That's So Raven and think about the concept of time and space and the paradoxical nature of time travel, like, that's on you. I don't know what to tell you. Okay? Sorry that you're a little smooth-brained little boy who can't handle high-concept sci-fi time travel things.
I'm not judging you for watching it. I'm just judging you for thinking that you were in the age group to watch it when you clearly
What are you talking about? My boy M.
were
Eunice
a
says he's
little bit
38 and he
past
watched it. Okay? Shout out M. Eunice.
There you
That's my
go.
boy,
In arms
dude.
together, you.
Yeah. Eunice and me. That's right. Oh man, I did have something sports that I want to talk about here.
No, we didn't.
I was maybe gonna do like a what are we gonna do, running back thing? I don't know. I mean, it is kind of fascinating. I don't know what the Saints are going to do there. Is AK done? Is it Jamal? Who gets left out? Who gets left out? Because you paid Williams, you drafted Miller. You got to give touches to Taysom, or do you take those touches away now that you have Derek Carr? Has Taysom become less of a part? I guess that maybe makes most sense. What do you think?
I don't think you take touches away from Taysom Hill. I think Taysom was somebody that was valuable. I want somebody to understand how to utilize him. Like if Taysom Hill played for the San Francisco 49ers,
Yeah.
he would be truly a household name. I really think, because they are so good at seeing your skill set and figuring out how to implement you into their scheme to be at your best for the team. Like, think about every player the 49ers have. Like, it doesn't matter who they are. Like, this is your skill set. Okay, we're not going to force you to do what we want to do, like the Saints running in between the tackles with Alvin Kamara last year. No, we are going to change what we do to fit what you do best, and we're going to allow you the freedom to do that. I mean, Debo and Ayuk and Christian McCaffrey and Juszczyk, like Kittle, like, doesn't matter. Like, they find a way to utilize that skill set. I would love to see him unlocked. This isn't even like a quarterback conversation. I know that conversation's old, but he does have a very unique skill set that certainly we have seen at times be at a very high level in the NFL.
Well, don't worry, because it's Pete Carmichael revenge season.
I hope
That's where
so.
PDC
We want
comes
to be
back
wrong
a
in
big
one of
way,
these
boys.
situations.
This is what I was going to say. Mario did raise a pretty good point in the chat, just kind of questioning, has Alvin Kamara had bad body language the last couple of years?
I would say he has.
And it's, I guess I've never said it out loud, but kind of feels that way.
Okay, on a scale of the worst body language being, y'all know, Jay Cutler.
Yeah.
And maybe like the most fake body language, Russell Wilson.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, where are we at?
I mean, he's way closer to the Jay Cutler part of that.
Maybe like a 7.
But I guess the
Runner
problem
pass,
is,
runner pass. Let him know.
Man, it's like, I don't know. I think he's just really missing Drew Brees.
That's probably a big part of it. I mean,
I think you saw some of that out of Mike Thomas, too. Mike Thomas, obviously, look, when Derek Carr was signed, he tweets out, thank God or whatever. Like, Mike Thomas was not happy with the quarterbacks the last couple of years.
Alvin spoke out reportedly, publicly, and privately in the locker room, which I respect. But just on the field, when he makes some mistakes, his body language is different compared to the years before.
His pass protection body language is, like, to Nick's point earlier, like, there was a lot of, it was like, not Olay. It wasn't Olays, but it wasn't.
It sounds like someone who doesn't care. Because
Yeah.
Alvin Kamara knows. It's not like he doesn't know the playbook. It's not like he doesn't understand the scheme because we've seen him do it. If you're not pass plugging at that point, it's because you don't want to. Which would tie into your BBL.
Yes. A lot of moments where it looked like he was thinking, I'm surrounded by busters right now. And it displayed through his body language.
NFL players, not busters. That is a pet peeve of mine. But
I get what Mario's saying there. Mario's not calling them busters. He's saying that he was getting the feeling from Kamara's body language that Kamara felt like he was surrounded by players who are less than him.
Well, so if you don't have a Hall of Fame quarterback, though, you don't have good body language? Like, that's not an excuse.
I'm not saying, no, I don't think Mario's saying it's an excuse either. I think he's just offering a theory as to kind of.
No, that's Mario.
I see the vibe. I see the vibe that Mario's talking about.
Right, I'm not talking about Mario.
I'm
talking about, obviously, Alvin Kamara. Like, you got to have your roster, and you got to go out there and whatever's given to you, you still have to go out there and play at the highest level.
Yes,
Yeah.
especially
Certainly if you're making that money.
Especially given your salary and your status as, one of the leaders of the team in this new era, trying to still remain competitive.
At a position that is very hard to stay relevant and stay at your peak level. Like, you got to do everything you can to try to stay at that level.
Well, he's at that age, man, 28. That's when the running backs die. It's like the elephant graveyard. That's when they get sent out to pasture. Hopefully, he can prove that wrong.
Trying to think.
We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah.
There is. I'm pretty sure it's 28. I'll look it up, but there is there is an exact age that running back the numbers show.
I think it is 29.
A lot of data shows that it's just
even like the greatest.
Yeah.
Even the best. Like what Adrian Peterson was able to do, like to kind of have somewhat of a second career and resurgence there. That just tells you what kind of a freak that guy was, because that just doesn't happen.
How did the old school guys do it though? You know, like Emmitt Smith and stuff. Like, was it just like because he was used to doing it coming up, and so he'd been like calloused and hardened? I don't know. Maybe the game is just different, so it was less demanding physically. That doesn't feel right. I don't know. All right, when we get back, more OTB. Keep it locked.
OTB, OT. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
$0 over MSRP at Corval Toyota in Opelousas. That's right. Don't pay over MSRP. There's no markups, no games. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corval Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Join us for the Tuesday edition of Handy Time. Dwayne Colucci from the South Point and the Rampart in Las Vegas joins us. Handy Time, noon weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back, OTB. Listen to this. This is my daughter trying to do the yeah from the entrance as the intro to the show. There you go, Odie. Good job. Dad's proud of you. Craig Granger.
That's a good job.
True or false here? Craig Granger in the chat says Travis Etienne will be the best back in the NFL this year.
False. I don't think he'll be the best
You
in
jumped
the NFL.
in mighty quick there, Taylor.
He's
Sharp.
not really a true back.
Yeah,
the way they
I
use
mean,
him, it's a
He'll
unique
make
role.
plays, but like
yeah,
you said, like
he's a
Jake
good
said, he's not
player.
going to lead in any category.
Oh,
He's not going to be considered the
He didn't
best.
say lead. He said best back, right?
No.
You don't have to lead in rushing to be the best back.
I don't think he's going to be the best back.
Be one of the more explosive.
Who's going to be the best back next year?
Until you prove otherwise, it's Christian McCaffrey.
Jake? Is it Saquon Barkley, though?
No.
It's Saquon for 4 games till he gets like a nagging injury.
He's so explosive. Honestly, it's a lot like a Zion conversation. Is like those hamstrings and those muscles that you use for explosion, because he's very unique. Like, can he stay healthy for a full season? That's going to be the question for him.
Is it weird that we don't even mention Josh Jacobs?
That's exactly where I was about to go. Like, that's somebody that last year they declined his 5th-year option. He said, okay. And then he goes out, does what he does, runs for 1,600 yards, and then gets franchised. So he's certainly in that conversation. Nick Chubb's in that conversation. Derrick Henry, we'll see. Like, this is a big year for Derrick Henry.
What happened to Jonathan Taylor? I mean, 2 years ago, he leads the league with almost 2,000 yards.
They didn't have a quarterback. I mean, it's like, hey, let's put as many guys in the box as we possibly can, because they're not going to do anything in the passing game.
I think Kenneth Walker is a freaking beast too, and he's a little underrated, I think, relative to what the Seahawks.
Oh yeah,
did.
he was all salty too, because he feels like, and he's probably right, but if he hadn't gotten hurt, that he would have been maybe rookie of the year.
Yeah,
he had a good small sample size. To say that.
I think Chubb's up there as well. Like Hester said, Chubb's a beast.
Yeah, Walker's a beast. I think the most fun I had broadcasting the Saints games last year was the game when it was Taysom Hill versus Kenneth Walker. Like, Taysom would break one, Walker would break one. Saints ended up winning, but that was a lot of fun.
I'm gonna say the NFL leading rusher next year is going to be Nick Chubb.
Okay. I mean, I guess it's weird, though. Best is a bit more of a feel type of deal, right? It can be a mixture of touchdowns. What do you do in the receiving game, rushing game, everything else?
Well, if you're talking about that, then
I'm talking about best back. I'm just talking about like who you be like, man, this guy's the not because like Josh Jacobs led the league in rushing last year. Would people say he's the best back?
No, that's why I chose McCaffrey.
Yeah.
He can do a little bit of everything.
But McCaffrey, I mean, you're coming after Saquon for injuries. Like, what's McCaffrey but a walking injury?
McCaffrey had one injury that held him out for a year. Chubb
that
has,
it?
I mean, Saquon has something that happened every single year.
I felt like McCaffrey had something that happened every year too. Let me look
So
this
they
up.
rushed him back for the first injury. He re-injured it 3 weeks into the season. Then they held him out. But
Josh Jacobs had 53 catches last year.
Okay,
so,
look, I'm not. Look,
I
I'm
like
not,
Jacobs. I don't think his O-line's that great. And I know he did it last year, but can he
He
do
ran
it
for
again?
1,600 yards, 5 yards a pop, had 53 catches a year ago. Like, that's a big number.
I did not realize how good McCaffrey's 2022 stats were, actually.
Yeah.
Taylor, to your point.
Mm-hmm.
He too had some really good numbers.
Yeah, that was a big topic on me and Taylor's fantasy football show. I was staying the hell away from C-Mac, and him, to his credit, did not work out pretty well for
I
him.
took him 4th overall.
So now we see why, Jake. Now we see why. He's got a little emotional tie there. Yeah,
McCaffrey's great.
All right, when we get back, let's close out the show with a little Ask the Bench.
OTB OT.
I get it. You know, you go through some with a player like that, they kind of imprint on you. How many people still love Doug Martin, the muscle hamster? Had a hell of a year that 1 year in Tampa. Hey, remember, you need to get it done like the muscle hamster did in 2013. You want to get it done here in 2023 with Gordon McKernan. Get Gordon, get it done. Go check him out on social media at Get Gordon. You win that Coach Mulkey shopping spree. Just entering in the contest, which is completely free, costs you nothing, just a picture and a hashtag, will trigger a donation to bring awareness and fight Turner syndrome. So it's for a great cause. And look, man, just remember to check out the Grub with G series by following him at Get Gordon and look at Gordon McKernan sit-downs with your favorite athletes. 225-888-8888.
Go to the website, getgordon.com. If you're already at work and you can't dial the 8s, remember you can always have a chat right there on the website. Answer any question. Also find a list of cases they can handle for you. Client results all on the website, getgordon.com. Getgordon.com.
Our listeners fire up their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's that time again. It's heating up. Your boat's getting ready to come out and spend all summer on the water. It's time to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service, where if you want an incredible custom speaker install, it's going to blow people away in the water, that's there for you. You want an HD sonar where you can see the fish under the water before you cast, beat all your friends, that's there for you at front-to-back boat service. So don't put it off. We got the parts in right now. Get them now before they go back on back order. Front-to-back boat service.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes.
Join me for a Tuesday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. Glenn West on the Tigers, Sharif Ishak on the Saints. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Hit me, baby, one more time. Baby, you a song. You make me want to roll my windows down and cruise. I got my window down, my seat back, my music up, we ride. The legs up my dashboard, that's just the way I like. Hey, country girl, this country boy, like everything about you. Don't change a thing, no way, you're still the same, I got you. All that, head to toe, you all that. Tell him, boy, you call back, send a text, say fall back.
OTB, OT, with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Keep it playing, boys. This is Kanye Twitty, your favorite country music rapper, which is such a good name. How did we stumble upon this, Taylor? Where did you see this sign?
I'm driving from Walker to Hammond. I guess
This
it was
feels
Sunday.
real Walker.
And in Satsuma, Louisiana, the bustling metropolis that it is, Sherry's Daiquiris is right off the interstate. And
Shout out Sherry.
It's coming up 2 or 3 weeks from now, I don't know. And it said, come see Kanye Twitty. And I Googled this guy. I've never listened to any of his music till just now, but it looked like he was like a country rapper or something. We were talking about it during the break earlier.
Hell yeah.
So Kanye.
Yeah.
Twitty.
Not Conrad or Conway. Not Conway.
Conway.
Yay.
Yeah, like
Yee.
Lonely Blue Boy. Conway Twitty. Okay.
Keep it Yee. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Oh, okay. Turn it up a little bit.
Turn that off.
Now they're just doing tricky.
Turn that off.
Where's the remix?
That feels so kid bop-ish.
It's got like a little bit of evolution of dance sort of feel. Y'all remember that video? It used to be the most viewed video in the world on YouTube. They went through all the songs.
Vaguely.
Oh my god.
It's so bad that it's good.
I agree.
You are crazy. You've lost your mind.
No way. This is not horrible.
Look, go show up at the daiquiri shop and support it.
Yeah,
That's
Sherry's,
just,
Sherry's
everybody got to get
daiquiris.
theirs, but. Whew.
You can lead a horse to water. You can't make him have good opinions.
I'll take a bad opinion on this one.
Ask the Bench, brought to you by Cold Curse Light, Vizzy Hard Seltzer, and Blue Moon Light Sky Citrus Sweet. Favorite European country to visit?
Wait, hold up.
It's a video, man.
We're about to get some Bon Jovi now?
Yeah, hell yeah.
What was the question?
Favorite European country to visit? I don't know.
I've never been, but everyone who tells me they've been to Ireland says it's their favorite trip.
I mean,
Brain swears by it. I think he actually took his honeymoon there.
I've been to Wales and England, so England.
Yeah.
I've been to Germany. Shout out Deutschland. It was a great trip. Even at 12 years old. A lot of firsts for me on that trip.
Oh, wow. Congrats.
First time I drank beer.
Ooh, what's
12?
Yep.
You got wagon wheel?
Yeah, it's just German, dude.
Oh, it wasn't the Darius Rucker.
I'll go, I mean, dude, everybody else gets to do wagon wheel. Why can't Kanye?
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, it's very, very covered song. Darius Rucker does a nice job covering that song. But
I saw Old Crow Medicine Shop do it live at a Hogs a couple of years ago.
Yeah, turn that off.
No midnight train going anywhere. It's so ADD in its song changes, like meaning whiplash.
That's us saying that. I mean, think
Greece.
about it.
Greece. Ask the Bench, is it possible Les Miles had some shekels better than the 2012 BCS game? No, he was going to get $1 million bonus if he won that game, so no. Ask the Bench, best Mike Myers movie, Wayne's World, Austin Powers, or Shrek? I like So I Married an Axe Murderer.
That's a great one. That is a really good underrated movie. Good pull there,
those, I think I'm an Austin Powers one, boy.
I think I'm going to go Wayne's World.
Wayne's
World, party time. Excellent.
It's not as good as Kanye, but it's not bad. Ask the Bench, you hold on to something that your wife wants to throw away? Yeah, a lot of my stuff.
Yeah, a lot of my possessions. Yes.
Hashtag Ask the Bench, what's the better snack in the summer, watermelon or strawberries? Watermelon with salt.
Both. And add cantaloupe in there.
Hey, choose one, okay?
Watermelon.
Okay, there we go. Fire Taylor. Sorry, Taylor, you're fired because
You're
of
done.
Kanye.
Yep,
I'm
you are
not
done.
going to allow you to be fired because of Kanye.
No,
I think
that's
he's great.
Edo. It's a long running thing for me and the Lafayette folks.
Oh, they just all want you fired. Hell yeah. It's always good to have a bit. You need an enemy. Go to RejuveMeMedical.com. Restore me, refuel me, rejuve me. RejuveMeMedical.com is your place to feel younger, better, faster, stronger. Okay? Roll out of bed with the energy you used to have. Roll into bed with the energy you used to have as well. And the performance that you're looking for. The bottom line is you go see Rejuve. They got them in Shreveport now. Got them here in Baton Rouge, Metairie, Slidell. You go into Rejuve, get that free consultation, draw your lab, see where your body, what it needs. Also learn about your body, right? They've caught some serious things that have helped people's health. And then you customize a plan. Maybe HRTs for you, maybe not. Ask about metabolization optimization while you're in there.
Look, I just saw Mario Lopez on TV, was shocked by his age. Maybe he's done some things over at Rejuve Me because they can help you with a lot of different things. And if I, find my way looking like Mario Lopez, that's what I want to do. So go to RejuveMeMedical.com.